that. The other game about to finish is Saleh and Bortnyk, big for the tournament leader. Bortnyk wants to win his black, and he just might do it.
Oh my gosh, this is so tough for the time scrape.
3 seconds for each. He just gave up the up pawn. Why?
He wanted to trick him. He wanted him to lose on time.
Oh
my God, Rookie won!
Rookie, but he has Rookie won anyway. Oh, wow, that was awesome.
Oh man, that pre-moving was epic. That was an epic finish
nasty.
there.
What?
Shout out to everybody. We got some front page time. Got over 5,000 people here. Welcome everybody to the Bullet Chess Championships.
It is DJ Dan along with Flexmaster Hess back at y'all again here for the Chess.com Bullet Chess Championship. It's the round robin qualifier today, which means we have 10 players left fighting for one final spot, Robert, to get into the bracket of 8.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a really epic battle. Yesterday, I had the call with Levy Rosman. The day before, you had the call with Levy Rosman. So we got a different view of some of the players, right? Some of the qualifiers for this very round robin. So, Danny, I'm excited to be here, and I'm curious to know who you think is the favorite.
Yeah, it's a great question, and right on cue, as you said, we both had different views of how these 10 players you see got here. It's hard for me to say that one of those two guys right there at the very top isn't the favorite for exactly the reason that you see. They're both rated nearly 3,100 with Daniel Naroditsky, Penguin GM, of course, that being Andrew Tang. But let's not forget that probably the two most consistent players besides those two at the top were Bortnyk and the Polish Fighter 3000, which is Jan-Krzysztof Duda. And if you actually wanted to talk about, of all the players in this field, Robert, who's the strongest OTB player, I think you'd have to look at Jan-Krzysztof Duda as potentially that man. Of course, the 10th player in one of our wild cards, Latchis, Is is actually Jan Nepomniachtchi, so clearly he's somebody who's played above 2750 level OTB for a very long time. That's over the board for those who don't speak classical chess. But I'm curious what you think, right? Look at their percentage here. Look at their overall performance ratings in the events, how they did against the field, but if you said I had to pick four, I would say one of the top two or the two strongest classical chess players in the field, that being Duda and Nepomniachtchi.
That feels like a pretty safe bet, Danny. And we also have Vladimir Fedoseev to round out our 2,700 plus FIDE classical chess rated crowd. And Fedoseev is there number 6. It's Big Fish 1995. And I don't know his bullet skills well enough to, make a sure bet on him. But I like your choice with Naroditsky. Of course, Andrew Tang puts him up with the best of them. But Naroditsky has been so consistent throughout his entire time playing online. Not that Tang hasn't, but I'm giving the nod to Naroditsky because I've seen him do it against Nakamura. I've seen him do it against everyone. And he is the higher rated classical chess player. And I think that does hold some weight. I made the mention of this yesterday. When you're playing a quadruple round robin and you get used to some of the opposition, that means you can pick out some strengths and weaknesses of your opponent. And I think the higher rated you are, generally speaking, the better you can do in the quick time control when it's coming down to the wire.
Great points. I also, if I was forced into a corner, had to pick one person, would go with the 1 seed, Daniel Naroditsky. But let's talk a little bit before we move on from this. The one player who's kind of the dark horse is that number 7 seed, Eric Hansen, who, of all the players, he was the one person we seeded that didn't play in either qualifier, but his Chess.com bullet rating being nearly 3,000. We felt that if we were going to throw one sort of wrench into the mix here and say, all right, you guys didn't play this person at all over the last 2 days, but he is very well known, obviously streams at the Chess Broad channel, considered one of the most elite bullet and blitz players on the planet, and though not somebody who has held his own against Hikaru as well as maybe someone like Naroditsky or Firouzja, of course, who's already qualified his way in. I think of all the well-known faces on Chess.com, he definitely, when he puts on a run, is capable of things that not a lot of other people are in bullet. So in terms of what these guys are capable of, we're going to find out today. Let's also find out what they're playing for and remind everybody the prizes for today's round robin event. There you see it, $750 for first place for a 2-hour event. Not too bad. Of course, even just for showing up, somebody gets $25, which these days on Amazon Prime goes a long way. So we'll say that all these guys are happy to be here. But of course, the ultimate prize, Robert, is not just the cash. It's the opportunity to qualify into the quarterfinals, the main bracket. And let's actually bring up the bracket and remind everybody of the spot that they'll be filling if and when they win today. It's that 6th seed right there, where they will play against Alexander Grishuk, who played in the qualifiers and actually did pretty well. So it'll be interesting to see who wins today and who throws down there. But we got a lot ahead of us here. About 3 hours of bullet chess coming right up for all of you, everybody. If you're with us, thanks for being here. I see E.O. Ghoul throwing those bullet emotes in the Twitch chat there. So good stuff. And the hype is real, Robert. We're going to find out who the 8th and final person is in about 2.5 hours from now.
Yeah, and Danny, I actually think that whoever wins this today has a good upset chance against Alexander Grishuk. It's kind of like the NCAA tournament, right? Where you play the play-in game for the 12 seed who plays one of the 5s. And you're like, I actually could see them winning that first round matchup. And Grishuk played in both qualifiers. Granted, he's been playing from Shamkir, where, as I said yesterday, he beat Veselin Topalov in a really nice game, a long game. And then he went online and started playing in the Bullet Chess Championship qualifier that he didn't even need to play in. So he's getting his warm-up in. He didn't finish above many of the people who are playing the round robin today, but I don't think that necessarily shows his true strength in a bullet section where he's playing the same person over and over again in a match.
Absolutely, and it's going to be exciting to see whether any upsets occur in the first round. Of course, we've had a lot of questions in regards to looking at this field as to whether or not somebody can take down the man, the 1 seed, the guy right there who a lot of people know is pretty much the best bullet chess player on the planet, Hikaru Nakamura. And I think that he'll have his work cut out for him in the first round against Alireza Firouzja. But even after that, who in the format that we have is going to be able to throw down with him. But it's exciting because I don't know that many of the world's top super GMs have ever had that opportunity to play so many bullet games over a period like that. So this is going to be a full weekend of bullet chess for those of you maybe just happen to be tuning in here for the first time, if that's possible. Now you know that the weekend is going to be full of it. Starting tomorrow, we have the quarterfinals, and then of course on Sunday we will have the semifinals and the championship happening. So, all right, we are about 90 seconds, not even. We're about 30 seconds away from liftoff, Robert. I got the tingles. I got the tingles. Not to be confused with any other things, but I'm feeling it.
It's funny. We didn't even talk about a couple of the players here. Alexander Bortnyk, who had an amazing run in both qualifiers. He earned his spot here. He was one of the wild cards, but he earned his wild card selection because he was close to qualification both times. And then we have Arabic Falcon. That's GM Saleh, who did extremely well yesterday in the qualifier. He was near the top the entire way. So these are two players to keep an eye out on as well. I mean, every single player in this field has a very legitimate shot at winning. I'm excited to see the action unfold.
Me too. And I'm looking at the players here as they log into Chess.com. Everybody gets set for these games to begin, and we get set to have the action. So again, shout out to Twitch chat. We've got 500 of you with us, and we haven't even started playing yet. This it's gonna be exciting. A lot of action-packed games. And before things kick off, actually, since we have just a very brief moment, let's remind everybody of the format and the rules of today. This is the long-winded version of how everybody got here. We've got 6 players selected based on how they qualified over the last 2 days. 4 wildcards were selected by Chess.com to round out this field of 10. All the players will play each other 4 times. So they will be rotating colors, obviously with the highest rated player receiving white the first game. The total best score overall in this round robin is going to be deciding who moves on. And of course, if we have a tiebreak, we will settle that tiebreak with bullet chess until somebody scores 1.5 out of 2. So should be pretty fun. And we're also gonna start things off here as the games kick into gear in just a moment with the daily question. Robert, you and I were debating this, so we're not even going to tell people what our opinion is until we hear some people giving theirs in the Twitch chat, the Chess.com TV chat, and get at us on Twitter. If you had to pick the bullet chess champion, would you take Hikaru Nakamura or the field? It's kind of like the days of yesteryear when Tiger Woods used to win golf tournaments, right? Would you take Tiger or the field? In this case, Robert, let's let the chat chime in, but I think you can make a case either way. I'm curious to see what people will say about who they would take here.
Yeah, so am I. And it looks like action is getting underway here. I see some games popping up on my screen. Danny, which game should we look at first? Who's our first?
I've got Hammer and Polish Fighter.
All right,
as a good place to start.
Let's do it. Do you think Hammer has a chance? I'm asking you the hard questions first.
Here they go, everybody. This is so amazing. Hammer and Polish Fire, Fedoseev and Eric Hansen, Naroditsky and Bortnyk, Tang and Saleh, Meier and Nepomniachtchi.
Love these
Robert, I'm like a kid in a candy store right now. Tell me what I am allowed to pick. Can I have chocolate or just sour stuff today? What do you want?
I think you get the whole shebang. And right now we see that Polish Fire, that's GM Young Christoph Duda, with the white pieces. He got his knight trapped on G5. Hammer goes and takes it. He's going to get 2 minor pieces for a rook. Hammer will with the black pieces. His king feels a little bit iffy, but black's king is solid. Hammer's up 7 seconds, 8 seconds on the clock. This looks like Hammer's game to win. Oh, look at this. Knight D4, perfect spot. He should have went bishop E6 to block the check. He missed that opportunity. And
Polish Fighter grabs a pawn, but this is not a pawn that's useful. That's sort of a bullet. I have nothing else to do. I've got no place else to go. I mean, even Queen D7, and where do you put that bishop on B7?
That's a great question. I like G4, threatening bishop takes G4, knight E2 check, made on the H file. One of those.
Oh, talking dirty, and we just got started. In fact, bishop takes H4 still a possibility. I love your idea. Oh, bishop D3. What a combo.
Bishop H6 check.
Poisoned. Knight F3 check wins the queen.
Oh, he blundered. He was already in a bad
I think he actually went for it on purpose. I don't think he had anything better.
Oh, but now he's just down a queen for a rook and how many pawns? 3 pawns? Okay, that's actually some decent.
But hey, it's a time scramble. I actually think that he sacked that queen on purpose in hindsight.
I think you're right. And he actually has good attack here, at least good attacking chances. He needs to cover the F2 pawn. Well, I don't know how he's going to do that.
He can even play rook D2, offer a trade, put the king on HU. Yeah, he goes for it. I think that this is going to come down to who plays better with pre-moves when it matters most.
Yes, and it looks like Hammer's doing very well right now with it.
Bishop D4. That's nasty. That's how Hammer puts this game away. He's going to take the first game. So many other games to choose from, everybody. If you want to follow the action yourself, just go to Chess.com, log into the live server, and choose your own adventure if you're not happy with the game we're following. But all right, Hammer's going to win. I'm going to go to the game between Fedoseev and Hansen here.
Okay, Fedoseev and Hansen.
Oh, he just blundered the rook right as we went there. A fork on E4.
Oh my gosh. Whoa.
Hansen was winning.
Oh my gosh, he had it.
Hansen was winning, and he played rook to G3.
Oh, that's a rough
Bananas.
one. But knights are the most dangerous piece in bullet chess. I know from experience. It's just you get forked all the time. And
look at this game between Bortnyk and Naroditsky, dude. Bortnyk beat Naroditsky, both of our pick to win it all to start game 1, and now he's got a crazy attack in game 2 already.
Yeah, what's happening here? It was good of Naroditsky to get that bishop off the board, but he's down 6 seconds. He got to put a knight on d5 real quick. Bishop is coming to d6. The e6 pawn is feeling vulnerable. Knight e4 to g5. You have to go h6.
Coming to g5. He's going to bring a piece to the f file here.
Oh, bishop takes e5. Oh, take with the bishop so you can put your knight on d6.
Oh, bishop takes was much better, but the knight is still pinned on d5, so he's still got magic coming. Put the bishop on e7.
This is a good blockade
situation,
he does
though.
I really feel like it's going to be actually not easy to win, especially because of Naroditsky's mouse speed. Put the queen on d7. Say, where's your progress coming from? Go queen to
no, you're right. In fact, one of those things that highlights the bishop's uselessness when all the play becomes about the light squares. Look at black's blockade, everybody.
Yep. Play queen e6. Just try to. Oh, whoa!
Grab the pawn. He blundered the knight. No.
He blundered the knight. No. Oh.
Naroditsky. He's about to fall 2-0 to Bortnyk. Who would have thought?
And he's streaming right now, if I'm not mistaken. Dr. Dragonitsky over there is streaming.
That's ill-advised. I don't even think Hikaru is going to be streaming tomorrow when he throws down.
I wouldn't be. It's super distracting when you're trying to play bullet chess because you have a minute for the whole game. Yikes.
All right, well, we're keeping our eye on this. We see the scoreboard being updated in real time, everybody. Nepomniachtchi, who didn't...
Did Meier disconnect? Why does he have 10 seconds left against 40 seconds? I think he disconnected on move 22.
Yeah, he doesn't have a stable connection to the server. You see only 2 bars.
Oh, man. And Georg's now he's down a piece for 2 pawns, and he's down, 30 seconds on the clock? Okay, he just resigned this game. It's, that's sad to see, right? He's such a good player. Wow. He's been such a stable, force on Chess.com, to use a pun there.
Well, and he was, frankly, much more consistent in the 2 qualifiers than Jan Nepomniachtchi was. But many may be wondering, why did Jan get the wild card nod? Well, in many ways is because this round-robin format is going to be different than one new opponent back-to-back-to-back. Giving these guys mini-match settings, you're always curious what slightly stronger players in classical chess like Nepomniachtchi can do. And we'll see if he can surprise everybody and do well today, even though he didn't win either of the qualifiers.
Yeah. And, another player trying to do the same is Andrew Tang. He couldn't quite get first place, but he was in the top 3 or 4 in both qualifiers thus far. So Tang is playing Arabic Falcon. That is GM Saleh. That's going to be a really interesting matchup, as we see on the board right now, that black is very solid. White has more space. This is typical Tang. Putting his bishop on f4, putting his pawn on e3, playing this very solid style that can move quickly. And Saleh is not one to be afraid. He won the final round game against Fedoseev. Fedoseev had first place in the bag, and then he lost in the last round to Saleh with the white pieces, and that allowed Saleh to qualify and knocked Fedoseev from an automatic direct qualification to force him to play in this round robin here with black.
It was funny how both qualifiers had a similar storyline of the leaders actually losing in the last rounds. Both Levy and I had that experience on Wednesday, and you and he had it yesterday. Okay, but Penguin GM has a lead here. He's got a 1.5 versus half. And, but Saleh is flipping the script on the attack. Normally a London system gives white attacking chances, but look at him. He's got the H-file coming.
Yeah, queen H2
put a rook on it.
Yeah, put a rook on G8. Now, if you're G3, you just take on G2 with the rook. Whoa, there's a full-on attack on that F2 pawn. Can you go bishop?
He's gonna got queen H5 check. If you like it, then you better put a queen on it. He's gonna put the queen on F3 and then bring the rook to the H file.
But queen F3 might allow some queen E2 stuff. So Tang is holding on.
He didn't want to let the queen trade.
He's holding on for. Oh my God, is that pawn going to queen? Just as you go H4, H3, and trying to promote it. It's a little pawn that
biggest issue right now is the time. You look at Saleh's situation. Down 7 seconds. No surprise that Tang is up on the clock.
Yeah, and he can go F4 here. At some point, he's going to go F4. That means F2 is never going to be a weakness, and he's going to get his pieces into safety. But, taking there. No, this is looking – it's over because of the clock situation. I mean, it looked very interesting for a long time here, but right now you see that –
hold on. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I thought he might get rook g1 and see
He
if something magical could happen in the final few
is
seconds,
rook
but
g1 here. Actually, you might be right, but the 3 seconds on the clock don't bring.
queen g1 is coming.
Oh
Yep,
no!
it's happening.
But
Okay, still not enough time though. Yeah, indeed, Tang will defend, and we've got all the other games continuing to roll on. If you look at the scoreboard there, everybody, Nepomniachtchi is doing work against Georg Meier with 3 points currently up on the scoreboard, and if he completes a clean sweep, that would be the 10 seed originally to start this event, making waves early.
yeah, and I think it's a bit misleading that he was the 10 seed, but it's because he didn't qualify directly. He was given a wild
Yep.
card spot, but we know and love Jan Nepomniachtchi as an amazing chess player. He's been
And look at
streaming.
Georg Meier's connection, though. He continues to struggle now with a single red bar.
That's what happens when you play the French defense game after game and you have a
You know
losing
what? The,
position.
the the server doesn't even like the French
I
defense.
mean,
It's like, get out of here.
oh, Queen
Here's some
H5
lag.
check. Queen H5 check.
Queen
It's
h5
over.
check, and it's
Take on
big
G6.
trouble. It's
Yeah.
big trouble, little king side.
Yeah. This is
Bishop to
just,
d3, queen h7, g6 is going to fall. In fact, he doesn't even need to, I guess. He's just up material. All right, what about the other matches? I just went back to Polish fighter versus Hammer, Robert, because there we're actually all knotted up at 1.5 games apiece. g4, White's going to try to create an outside pass pawn
Bishop
if he can.
H6.
Put the
Yep.
bishop on e3.
Oh, but Bishop takes D4. They both
Yeah,
missed
bishop takes
it.
d4 was just good for black. Bishop e3 first was the move he needed to play.
Yeah, King G3. Oh,
Bishop takes d4. Yeah, he misses it the second time. Now Hammer's in trouble.
so take on H5, and he probably still has good chances of the opposite colored bishops because
Yep.
the king is just trying to get into F4. Bishop E5 check is an important move to force F4.
Yep.
That way the king doesn't get there itself. And then Bishop F6. Nice Bishop E2. Oh, H5 falls. F7's falling next. Take on F7. Go Bishop H5.
Okay, still, though, likely result is a draw, as you said, but
He's going for it. H5. He's going to sack his bishop for that pawn and bring his king in. Uh-oh. H6.
this could be danger zone.
I think-
Danger zone.
I think Duda should have brought his king back instead of bringing his king forward and held a draw that way. But here,
Oh, h6, perfectly timed to stop bishop g7. Everybody, now f7 wins on the spot. There was no bishop g7.
yep.
Very look at the presence of mind to find h6 instead of f7 with seconds on the clock, Robert.
But Bishop D2 check was so nice because you know that Hammer was pre-moving a queen move, and now he doesn't have enough time to win this.
He blinked when he wanted. Let's queen b. Oh my gosh, 0.8 seconds.
Oh, he needed to trade it off. He's like, I'm worried.
He didn't have enough time to win, despite a very masterful endgame. And if you're looking for instructive moments, this position back here, where White played h6, everybody, to take away the g7 square before pushing, so many people would instinctively in a time scramble play f7, which would allow bishop g7 and slow things down. So really, really nice presence of mind there. But okay, is the first round in the books?
It looks like it. And
wow, and look at two of our surprising leaders there right at the top. You got Nepomniachtchi and Fedoseev, along with Tang taking 3.5 out of 4 from Saleh. Robert, what's your biggest surprise of those three things?
definitely Tang over Salim Saleh because I thought that Tang, I would consider him the favorite in that matchup, but I was considering more like a 3-1, 2.5, 1.5 type of favorite because Saleh performed so well yesterday. Seeing Nepo and Fedoseev win every single game doesn't surprise me because of just how good they are as classical chess players, in addition to their speed chess skills.
Well, I would pick either Nepo or Fedoseev as a bigger surprise than Tang, I guess. I don't know that Saleh is... What?
I take it back as Bortnyk beat Naroditsky 3-1. That's got to be the biggest.
Okay, so that's also that's actually, I agree with you, clearly the biggest surprise. If you're just joining us, everybody, this is our third and final qualifier to decide who the last spot will be in the round robin, or we'll call it the quarterfinals of the Bullet Chess Championship. Let's remind everybody who already qualified, Robert. On Wednesday, it was Ali Reza Firouzja who dominated the field despite losing 3 games in a row with a bad connection tilt. He came back and ended up qualifying his way in, although his reward for that is being the 8th seed and playing Hikaru Nakamura in the first round. Can't wait for that. The second person who qualified, Genghis K on Chess.com, is known as Federico Perez Ponza in your hearts, and he took the 7th seed. He'll be facing off against MVL in the first round. So there you have it, and whoever takes this tournament today will get the 6th seed and face off against Alexander Grishuk when things kick off tomorrow morning. So don't be anywhere else but right here, twitch.tv/chess this weekend for the Bullet Chess Championship. Here we go, Robert. Let's keep it going.
By the way, Bortnyk beat Meier, so Georg's struggles continue. And look at this game between Hansen and Hammer. This F6 square, the E5 square, Queen D4 to G7. Take on G4. Oh, no, the Queen F6, then Queen G7 would have been...
Queen G7 first, and then bring the knight into...
Oh wait, but
No, actually, g5 is hanging along with the knight on g4.
yeah. So play bishop h4 because you can't take on g4, queen f6
Ah,
check, and there's
if you take g4, everybody, queen f6, and then queen g7 is mate.
oh, but g5, what?
No, but now you have queen g7, and you can at least take on g5 if. Okay, he finds a way to get rid of the knight with
No,
tempo, but he's still
he's gonna lose on time. He has 3 seconds left.
3 seconds. I got to give Hansen credit for finding some really accurate attacking moves there, but unfortunately he didn't do it fast enough because I think he's going down on the clock. He had queen takes c4, but he's missing it.
Oh, but look at
Oh,
Cyrus.
and sacks the queen. Perfect timing.
Just keep checking. Just keep checking, Hammer.
Oh,
my
wow.
gosh. Wow, that was
Hammer.
a close one.
Hammer upsetting the chess bra there as far as ratings go, at least. Naroditsky, by the way, continues the tilt. Robert and I both picked Naroditsky as the potential favorite in this field. And right now we are looking a bit silly as Danya is on his way to the bottom of the standings right now.
Yeah, he is. And Tang overtook Nepo by beating him head to head. And right now Nepo and Tang are playing this one out here where look at this position, Danny. It looks uncomfortable for black. Like if this is a classical game, I would sort of hate to have the black side here with the control of the b6 square for white. The knight coming to b6 now. Check on b6.
Rook coming into c8 or c7. Look, he's trying to set up a mate. Knight b6 would have been mate.
And he won a pawn. Look at those tactical vision.
That was brilliant by Nepo, everybody.
Yeah, this is just a beautiful endgame.
Bishop g5 took away the squares, and knight b6 was a mate threat.
Wow, this is really
Nepo
good
should
stuff.
be winning. The issue is the clock. Although looking at that, wow, surprising to see that Nepo is holding his own with Tang on the timer.
C6, he won the night. He won. He got this game.
Wow, what a game there by Nepo to rebound and deliver a counterblow there to Andrew Tang.
Yeah, I kind of trust, like I said, as the matches go on with the 4 games that they play, I trust the higher rated players, especially when they're 27-7.
No, and I agree, which is why we added this qualifier to the format as a different mix, right? Yesterday and Wednesday were both, wow, look at Hammer continuing to do work here against Eric. Now up 2-0 in this match as I switch over to the really exciting game between Fedoseev and Saleh. There's a queen sack on the board, but maybe it's good for Fedoseev.
Oh my God, if he can move his bishop, king f1, bishop c6
king
mate.
f1, he's threatening queen takes, he's threatening bishop takes c6 mate.
He's promoting with the other pawn. Look at this go. c2, go.
Wow, what a combination by Saleh.
That was sick. That was awesome.
There's no mate for white.
And
he sacked his queen, and black had the other queen coming right back on the board.
Wow, that was he was trapping him with a mate threat. And
what's amazing is how crazy this position still is. White probably could have got away with putting the king on f5, but Fedoseev didn't go for it.
Oh,
he made it himself with king c4.
Oh my!
He just made it himself.
Oh
I'm sorry. There was no reason to play king c4, and he made it himself. Oh my gosh.
Oh, he was trying to get active.
Sad. Okay.
Oh no.
Wow. I keep having these half thoughts pop in my head, Robert, but then something exciting happens, and I haven't finished my sandwich or my sentence in the last hour here, right? This is crazy.
No, we have a lot of half-baked thoughts here. And
half-baked thoughts.
I see the same game that you had up with Bortnyk and Georg. Georg has 1 second left. I mean, his...
Yep. Oh, and he beats him on time. Again, Georg clearly did not bring his A game as far as connection goes. Something's going on with his internet, and it's very sad to see so many games ending where Georg just has a significant disadvantage on the clock. Wow, look how fast Nepo won the third game in that match. He's already back with the white pieces. And thank you to Keith Patrick 5, who just subscribed for 6 months in a row. Super, super appreciated over here.
Yep.
Okay. This is the kind of game that is right up Nepo's alley, Robert. And you highlighted that in this match format, different than the other qualifiers where the stronger players have opportunities to poke and prod and find weaknesses against players who normally may be faster on the clock like Tang, but then there's the X's and O's of an over-the-board match that would matter more when you get more than one game against somebody. And that's, again, why we gave guys like Nepo that shot to see, look, maybe he can do better in a qualifier like this.
Absolutely. Danny, I'm going to have to point out that in the last – well, Hammer just won again, but the last game between Naroditsky and Duda, there was a draw by stalemate when Duda was up 3 queens. So just for the record, that stuff does happen in Bullet when you're up 3 queens because you have no time left.
And the thing that is sad that happens is we can't catch every single possible viral, clippable moment on camera, everybody. We're doing our best here, but this is a lot of action. Again, a lot of fun. Thank you for being with us. We just saw a stat there that said, despite Nepomniachtchi's lower standing again in the seeding. We've been talking about he's the stronger player against Tang. He actually has a lead over Tang in their all-time record on Chess.com, 10 wins to 5. So I guess that shouldn't be super surprising. Maybe Tang just struggles against Nepo.
Well, I mean, everyone should struggle against Nepo, right? We should all be so lucky to have
I'm watching this game between Saleh and Fedoseev. There's a mate on G4. White has to part with the lady, and Black should go on to win this, but he only has – okay, no, Black is also the one up on time. Should be a win here. And
yeah, now it's easy. Go rook to F3, Queen G2, Rook H3 mate, ladder checkmate. Okay, so
checking back on that game between between Naroditsky and Duda, we've got an attack for Danya.
Is it real?
Once again, he's down in his matchup.
Oh, guys, Rook H3 is it going to be a forced mate? So Queen comes to F8, but that doesn't stop it. Just Queen H4 back.
Queen H4. There's no way to prevent this rook. Right?
Rook H3 is just coming. You go Rook B1, I'll go Rook H3. I don't care. Take my rook for free. I don't need that rook.
I've told you, if you see a file and you like it, then you better put a rook on it. Beyonce wrote a song about that.
Whoa, what's that? What is that?
Rook takes E5. He just takes back.
Yeah, he at least caused him to think a little bit, but now just still Rook H3. There's no mate.
Rook H3 is still just lights out. Again, This is just computer chess by Duda here. Make every possible check before you resign.
Yeah, it's surgical at this point. There's a mate on H8, and sounds like
Penguin GM falls again, and Nepomniachtchi, after losing the first game, comes all the way back to take 3 of 4 against Andrew Tang. Naroditsky getting that win there. Let's go to Hammer and Hansen's game that's about to finish with some craziness. A king walk to D8.
Oh my gosh, that's a walk to remember. And I'm not talking about the movie there. And look at this.
Also, not a bad flick if you're talking all of Keanu Reeves' films.
All right, look at the pawn go.
Lady, the baby girl, the delivery room, helps Hammer take a 4-0 victory over Eric Hansen. It's time for the chess bra to find himself, right?
He better not lose himself in the movement, the moment, the music.
Okay, the game that's furthest along is Fedoseev and Saleh. You want to go there?
Yeah, let's go here. Okay, well, Fedoseev is down a piece. Arabic Falcon is just, he looks like he's playing really well, and the clock situation is also favoring him. So right now, well, he should be able to take this one if it were a classical game, but he has no way to make progress. That's the whole problem. King on F5 is so strong, and where's he going to go? If he goes Rook H8 to trade the rooks, then I don't know if the lone bishop can win in this ending. It probably can, but it's very difficult.
Well, especially because of the clock, right? So it's one of those weird things where all Black has to do, despite not having an ability to make progress, is just play tickle here. At this point, Fedoseev is going to lose this one on time. Okay, now D6 is falling, so he gets a little bit of action, but with only 4 seconds, hard to believe White can come up with anything in time.
Well, yeah, but he's doing well here.
One game remaining, everybody, in this second.
Oh, he hung his rook. He didn't take it.
What? Oh, he had a free rook on D7. Now he plays rook D7, and it's over.
Oh, man.
He hoped for one last mouse slip.
Wait.
Okay.
Yeah, this pre-moving.
Salim Saleh evens that one up. Oh, and I tried to catch Naroditsky and Polish Fighter. I missed it. They just finished with Jan Krzysztof Duda taking the victory. And with that, winning their little mini 4-game match by the score of 2.5, 1.5. So where do we stand, Robert? Okay, Bortnyk, I think, again, we said let's not underestimate the guy, but then we clearly underestimated the guy. He was our most consistent performer across both qualifiers, so really a no-brainer for us to give a wild card spot to.
Yep.
And now he's showing why, even amongst the super GMs here.
Yeah, absolutely. Bortnyk is an absolute menace. He did have the fortune of playing a connection problem having Georg Meier, so that plays a part, right? Nepo swept Meier 4-0, and then it looks like Bortnyk did the same, but Meier, of course, is better than the 0 out of 8 he has. Hansen as well. That wild card selection, 0 out of 8, and that's the game I wanted to show you, Danny.
Yeah, and you mentioned, Robert, that earlier in this matchup between Naroditsky and Polish Fighter, we had a stalemate where what was Polish Fighter doing? It's his fault. It's called karma. He has checkmate on the board, and he's irritated that Naroditsky's playing it out, so he starts playing a little tickle here with the king and ultimately stalemated.
He stalemated him. Like, he had no time on his clock at like 0.8, but you could have pre-moved queen to h7, right? Like, you had so many checkmates.
That's what you get. Too much foreplay, not enough action there. Just deliver the goods, man.
Yeah, man. Just knock him out, The game's still going as long as there's no mate on the board. And
oh, my gosh. Wow. That was a tickle to remember, everybody, and hopefully this will be a show for you to remember. Don't go anywhere. The Bullet Chess Championship round-robin qualifier is just underway. We've had 2 rounds in the books. We have So much going on at Chess.com these days. Let's remind everybody of a big event coming up right after the Bullet Chess Championship. That is the Speed Chess Championship, this year with more than $100,000 in prizes and 2 new divisions for just juniors and women. So many of the juniors that will be in that event have been competing in our Bullet Chess qualifiers for the last couple days. Let's also remind everybody that before that, we also have the PCL Finals, where now you can officially get tickets. If you go to ProChessLeague.com, you can punch your way to the biggest event, the biggest live event in chess, turning heads, changing the game, a different type of over-the-board chess tournament. You know why? Because it's not over the board. It's an esport event. Show up, see the best players in the world competing for the Pro Chess League Championship. Robert, tell me where to go.
All right, let's go. I don't know. Which game do you want to go to? Should we go to the match between Penguin and Bortnyk? That looks like a good place.
Let's do it. I got it. 2 of the leaders. We're on there.
All right, so Bortnyk with the black pieces, he always does something very solid. Like, he's avoiding tactical games for the most part, at least in the early going, and then allows the tactics to flow later. And right now with the black pieces, he's worse because look at this bishop on b2 compared to the bishop on e7. Strong minor pieces. Knight g. Whoa!
Rook e6. I love that move.
Knight g5. Look at him go.
Look at this square. I want to put a pony on it.
Look at him go.
Knight
If you take on d5, pawn takes, and I have a beautiful pass pawn e6. Here, taking on f6 is an option.
Just going to grab d6.
Yeah, that's smarter. Queen c7. Just play quickly.
Okay, but even if he just trades queens at this point, so many pawns are going to fall. Spy that b7 pawn as well.
Yep.
Andrew Tang is showing why he knows these positions so well. I feel like this intuitive exchange sack is where Andrew is at his best. This is some really good chess right now by Tang.
Whoa.
He's just going to, I thought he would trade d8 first and then take. Okay, keeping the ladies on the board is not bad either. It keeps ideas of checkmate alive over here on the dark squares.
Yep.
But Tang is really in his element in this sort of situation.
Yeah, I mean, he can just put bishop on d5 at any moment if he needs to. And he's.
I love rook d7 too. Now you're threatening queen g4 and queen g6, followed by Bob's Your Uncle on f7. First Bob's Your Uncle reference of the day. Someone in Vegas just lost money.
I know. I mean, I can't believe it took so long for you to make the reference. So
here comes the mate.
Okay, is he getting?
No, don't play f6.
Queen d4. Just play queen d4. You have to play
d5. The king can hide on the light square.
Bishop d5 is nice.
Bishop d5. Yeah, he finds it. Then walk the king up, baby girl. Put it on the light square.
Yep. And no more.
No queen h1. Oh my God! I almost freaked out. There's no queen h1. The bishop was guarding it.
Yeah,
boom.
That was a close call.
Okay, let's go to Polish fighter versus Georg Meier. It's a time scramble where Duda is again down on time.
Which means that Georg fixed his connection at long last. E4. No, he had e4 there. He had to break through. Wait, how's their pawn h3? I didn't even notice.
Takes g4. Look at him anticipate Georg going all sack. He was ready for that.
Ooh, queen g2 is nasty.
You got to play queen c2. That's your only play. Queen c2 and you prevent that.
Yep.
Oh, he's going down now, everybody. Trading g2 wasn't possible. He had to put the queen on c2.
Georg
which is a useful
gets on the
trick to be aware of. Protect your queen rather than give your opponent that pass pawn. All right.
So finally, Georg gets some points, and we're waiting for Eric Hansen. He's the last person who has not scored yet.
Speaking of getting points, we need Hansen to get on the board. I saw some shade being thrown his way in the Twitch chat. You guys, these are all the best bullet players in the world, and sometimes when it's going well, and when it's not, it's a game of momentum. So hold your tongue. Don't speak so badly about the chess bra. I'm sure he'll get on the board here.
Well, I'm not sure about this game. He's down a piece and down 12 seconds. And Danny, I don't even know which is more important, the 12 seconds or the piece. Probably the 12 seconds.
Yeah, they're both bad. No, I mean, clearly he's on tilt right now. And no disagreements. When you put up a donut, people are going to yell about it on the scoreboard. But
and I see the Chess Bra channel is streaming. I don't know if he's streaming or if it's Aman covering the games, but either way, it's so far not going well at all for the chess.
I think it's Hansen.
You know, he's honestly probably already close to being eliminated from.
I advised both Hansen and Naroditsky. Like I said, not even Hikaru is streaming tomorrow. Hikaru asked if he should. We had a discussion. I said, dude, it's totally up to you. But I don't even think Hikaru plans to do it. I'm kind of calling poetic justice right now against Naroditsky and Hansen. If they wanted to win this event, they needed to focus on the games and not try to dual stream it. But their call.
Whoa, Danny, let's go to the game between Nepo and Fedoseev. That's big.
I wanted Hammer and Naroditsky too, but let's do that one first. They're both good.
Yeah, because look at the time situation. Black is clearly, winning this endgame, but it's 6 seconds. Is he going to be able to deliver in time? And I don't think he will, because
Naroditsky did get a win just right there against Hammer, by the way. They also were in a time scramble. Nepo just needs a few more checks, and he holds on.
Yeah.
He's about to mate himself, though.
Oh, take on d2. Oh, no!
Take c3.
You can't give up the queen like that. That's not good.
Knight b3, he's trying to run, but there's only 2 seconds. Put the king on a6. Queen c6 takes the rook, though. Now,
is he going to be able to do it? Yeah, he's promoting.
Yeah, all you got to do is pre-move it out now. Pre-move it out. It's
Yeah.
over. He lost on time. Oh my gosh! Just pre-move queen a8, bro.
Pre-moved it. Does he not know that
Pre-move
you can
it.
pre-move nonstop?
Oh man, oh man. But that's chess right there. You lose on time. You gotta pre-move that.
What?
Wow.
Does he not know that you can continuously pre-move on the server here? Oh my gosh, that hurt.
Wow, that hurts. That hurts. Hurts big time. All right.
Oh,
Checking on a lot of other games here. I'm not sure where to go. I've got the game between Saleh and Hansen on the board, hoping for Eric to get his first win. Looks like he might. He did just win the queen.
yes, he won.
And
Finally,
he gets
got a
the
game.
win.
Okay.
Good for him.
Whew. Now he can breathe a sigh of relief and try to rack up some more victories here. And
You got Georg Meier over here going against Polish fighter, now tied with Hansen for the bottom spot, but also looks like he should be getting a win for one of the first times of the day. He's up on the clock.
Yep.
Although that connection's still not perfectly stable. You see everybody else in this event has 4 bars next to their connection. Meier hasn't rocked a 4-bar connection
since,
I don't know, in a long
when?
time.
I thought you had a joke lined up. You usually do.
I know. I was going to say he hadn't. He's a married guy, so I wasn't going to make my bar joke. I said he was going to.
Okay, I got it. I got it.
4-bar connection.
I got
Online
you.
dating profiles, you do the math. I wasn't going to do that.
Yeah, I see where you're going with that. But right now, he's just completely winning this game against Polish fighter. So,
yeah, and we know Meier's going to go for a victory here. Up on the board, up on the clock. This shouldn't be a hard one to convert. I've got a spy on Hammer Naroditsky. We'll pop there next, as well as Penguin GM and Bortnyk. In fact, I think we'll go there right now. We've got 2 knights on the board and only 4 seconds for Tang.
Look at Bortnyk go with the pre-moves.
Look at this ridiculous amount of pre-moving.
Yeah, by both of them.
I guess he's just up on the clock, so no reason not to pre-move. Put the knights on squares that make it hard for Tang to pre-move, and that's how you win this.
This is giving me a headache. I'm not going to lie
Advance
to
the
you.
pawn, dude. They're just going to pre-move the king. Look, he's just avoiding the 3-move repetition. Then he pre-moves and he gets Tang. Very nice. By the way, very skillful display right there as far as bullet, avoid 3-move repetition. Sometimes people blow it with a draw by going back and forth with pre-move. Put your pieces on new squares so there's no opportunity for your opponent to claim a 3-fold.
That's a very instructive point, honestly. Bortnyk gets his first victory over Tang. Tang out now up 2-1 in that matchup. And, well, both these players have a shot at this qualifier to win and make it to the big boy event, right? The Bull Chess Championship. And Dave, where do we go from here? Which game are you looking at?
I'm on the game between Hansen and Saleh because it also looks interesting. Plus they're about to be in a huge scramble. I think it's the furthest along of the.
Ooh, Knight G5 is so nice.
What happened?
He went Knight G5 and then he just had to take it. Now, okay, this is desperation. Queen to F3
just
back.
Winning, and Hansen gets another victory. Ultimately ties his mini matchup with Saleh at 2 games apiece. Good for him. Duda did beat Meier in the next game, though, in very, very quick fashion, 45 seconds to 39 seconds. Look at this little sick combo here. Queen on B6, and after knight E2, bishop D5, Meier just blunders bishop takes E3, and you can't take back everybody because queen E3 and knight G4 is
devastating.
Okay, well, we've seen worse things happen, but that's pretty bad. All right, Fedoseev. Whoa, 1 second. What happened there? He's just letting himself lose on time.
What? I mean, he's losing on the board, so
I guess he just didn't have any moves. I mean, if you look at the position, this black queen is so useless. All right, the only game remaining now is the final one between Bortnyk and Tang.
And Bortnyk's up a piece.
Bortnyk again, doing well.
What is that king? The king's okay. Go rookie. Okay, now it's easy. I was gonna say with that.
If this one ends at 2 games apiece, Bortnyk will jump back into the leaderboard. I actually believe that Bortnyk has 8 points currently. I thought he had 7 going into this round. We'll get a check on that. But Bortnyk now would be jumping back into the leaderboard. Shout out to Hammer, by the way. We didn't really cover many games from this round by Hammer, but he did work and got himself back in the mix of things.
Yeah, Hammer.
Okay, we do have an update there. Yeah, Bortnyk has 8 points right now, which is what I thought, because if he wins this game, he will be back as the tournament leader.
Also, is he faster than Tang? Like, I've not seen many people on the internet faster than Andrew Tang, but Bortnyk's mouse speed has been insanely impressive.
Crazy. Well, you know what else is crazy? That we've had 3 rounds in the books, and we don't really have a clear favorite right now. Nobody running away with it. Bortnyk with 9 points currently out of a possible 12. They've played 3 rounds of 4-game matches. So with him with 9 points and then a couple people at 8.5, The leaderboard is tight. We're going to take our first very, very quick break in the action. Don't go anywhere. When we return, round 4 of the Bullet Chess Championship qualifier. And we're back. Back again.
Danny's back. Tell a friend.
Tell a friend. Guess who's back? Let's do it. All right, I don't want to
go. We're about to go.
Round 4, baby. Let's do this thing. We've got leaders right there at the top. Nepomniachtchi, Fedoseev with 8.5. Bortnyk actually with 9 points right now. The update will happen momentarily, everybody. But don't worry. We're locked in. It's still anybody's tournament, probably besides Meier and Hansen. If the comeback is going to begin, that tour that's going to happen, we're getting the band back together, Robert, it needs to happen right now. Right now for Hansen and Meier.
Yeah, but I already even think it's too late because, you can't get swept 4-0. And then unless you're sweeping everyone 4-0 after that, then that's the only chance you have. 6.5 point deficit. I understand was there 6 rounds times 24 games left. So they still do have a chance.
I blacked out the moment you started doing multiplication tables, right?
I'm sorry.
You left me a long time ago. Shout out. You know what didn't leave me is the Twitch chat. They are here. Thank you to everybody that's hanging out on twitch.tv/chess and chess.com TV. I see you, Rasta J. I see you, Typewriter44. Thanks for being here, everybody. Show us your love. Use your Bullet Chess email. What's up, Chess Bay? Everybody that's here. Thanks to all of our mods, by the way. We know these shows are super wild, crazy, and wacky. All the work that everyone's doing behind the scenes to make this possible, just super appreciated. Round 4 is going to begin. Root about new.
Root about new?
Let's do it. Root about new.
Okay, let's do it. Let's get a game going. Is that you secretly rooting for Eric Hansen, giving him the little Canadian boost of luck?
You want to go for a rip? Hey, Eric, you want to go out for a rip? Yeah, bud.
I don't know how to follow this up. I'm at a loss here.
Hey, Chess Bra, you want to go out for a rip?
I can't handle this.
I don't want to rip the Chess Bras, but right now, let's hope that RIP doesn't stand for RIP, if you know what I'm saying. Let's do this thing. There's officially a poll in chat right now asking whether Bortnyk will hold. Give us a yes or no, or don't vote if you're into that kind of thing. But people who don't vote are part of the problem too. Okay. Sorry, that was awesome. General reference.
Wow, you're really going all out right now.
Penguin and Meier, that's all out chess right there. And then you got actually Nepo and Hammer. If you want to talk standings right now. Right, Nepo and Hammer is probably more critical, but we will focus wherever you fancy, partner, because I'm into whatever you're into.
No, I mean let's go Hammer versus Nepo. It's a great matchup to keep our eyes on. Hammer's extremely fast today. Like he's already up 2 seconds on the clock. His position looks marvelous, right? Look at these light square weaknesses. He's taking a light square bishop off the board. And when am I going E4? That's my question. When can I get
F5? Yeah. Well, he tries to stop the sack. There was a rook takes F5 exchange sack. Look at Hammer trying to get rid of the queen to make sure he can renew that threat. But Nepo says no thank you and puts the queen on E6.
I'm so nervous of the H file now. Rook H6.
Yeah, the H file. As soon as black has time to double, it's on. But here comes E4. No matter how you take it, Hammer's punching E4. Yep, he finds it. Ooh, this is nice. He's going to blow open the position. Bishop takes or rook takes.
Rook H5. Nice move. Defensive move and attack.
Okay, but here comes Queen D7.
Oh, Queen D7 would have been good. King G7
yeah, Queen D7 would have been better. But all right, Hammer settles on the check.
He wants to go Bishop takes F5 and Queen takes G4. Just doesn't work. So he plays
rook. He finds rook E6, but I guess if the queen moves, you have Queen D4 check. That's what he's got.
Queen D4, the King F7.
Found it.
Oh my gosh, this is so
Bishop C4, and there's no rook takes H2.
Whoa, he's going to sack
Hammer
pieces.
is finding all the right moves.
In all the right places, and he's just winning this game right now because Queen
D7. You made a One Republic reference that I set you up for. Assist Dan.
Well, you know what? Thank you, Danny. And right now, it's checkmate for Hammer. Rook takes F5. Rook takes F5, Queen F5.
Rook takes F5. Oh, he had it. He missed it.
And now it's dangerous territory. Okay, it looks like
he still has Queen E8, Rook E8 coming. And now Queen D8. It's still over. Hammer putting on a show for the fans at home.
Yeah, he's making me nervous here. I'm sweating.
Let's check out the mutual time scramble between Naroditsky and Fedoseev. Queen's on the board. Should be a draw. Yeah, it looks like that's what we'll get.
Yeah, just mutual queens. Mutual promotion.
Queens, but are they going to check this one out or take the draw?
Well,
I think there was a Queen D5 if White wanted to get the queens off the board, but Naroditsky up on the clock, going to try to avoid it. Yeah, Fedoseev's not interested in that. The other game about to finish is Saleh and Bortnyk, big for the tournament leader. Bortnyk wants to win his black, and he just might do it.
Oh my gosh, this is so tough for the time scramble.
3 seconds for each. He just gave up the F-pawn. Why?
He wanted to trick him. He wanted him to lose on time. Oh,
he
my
played
God, Rookie
Rook
won!
D7!
Rookie
Boom, but he has Rookie 1 anyway. Oh, wow. That was awesome.
Oh, man, that pre-moving was epic. That was an
That
epic
was
finish
nasty.
there.
What?
Shout out to everybody. We got some front page time. Got over 5,000 people here. Welcome, everybody, to the Bullet Chess Championships. Woo!
If you're here for the first time, hit that follow button to see one of the most exciting events in chess this weekend. It's happening all day long, all night long. We're going to Lionel Richie this thing Saturday, tomorrow at 10 a.m., Sunday the same time. You've got Hikaru Nakamura and many others joining the field. Let's bring up the bracket to remind everybody of what these players are fighting for. Whoever wins this event today is going to take this 6th and final seed and play against Alexander Grishuk in tomorrow's quarterfinal that begins at 10 a.m. Pacific, as we said. So, all right, Robert, Meier and Penguin.
Okay. Whoa.
Meier got the first game in this match over Tang.
And he should be getting the second game. He's up a rook right now. But he's got no time. You got to move more quickly, Georg. What are you doing? Do you lose connection?
Yeah, he's trying to find a mate, but this is where Georg... Oh, he has no He has no connection. Poor Georg.
Oh, my gosh. What an unfortunate...
Is he playing from his grandma's attic right now? What is with the bad Wi-Fi?
Yeah, what is going on here?
When you visit your family and you're like, Grandma, the Wi-Fi doesn't reach up here in the guest room. I'm in the attic.
You're
and
like...
She's like, what are you trying to do up there in the attic? You're like, I'm watching Twitch.
They
Mom?
they use up all the internet connection, winning the Pro Chess League, their division to make it to the finals in San Francisco. So that's where their internet's gone. Seems like maybe they didn't pay the bill after winning that. So, Georg.
Yeah, this is sad for Meier because he's better than this, everybody. Again, we talked about Bortnyk being a consistent performer. So was Meier. He qualified his way in through 2 great days, but this is the worst bullet he's played in the last 72 hours.
Yeah, it hurts when you can't even get your moves off because you have no connection, and that's on the players to figure that out. Here, Bortnyk, by the way, speaking of him, he is – wait, what? Georg Meier?
Oh, my gosh.
Is that
Georg
true?
Meier is on his way home, and he's playing from the train right now. He went full Magnus, playing on the bus on his smartphone.
Wow, I didn't even know that. That's crazy. And look at Bortnyk right now. He's not trading that last pawn. Now he did it. Smart timing. Okay, he's going to make it draw.
Only 2 seconds for Saleh, so Bortnyk should get this one. Oh, no, okay. Whoa, just give up the rook for the pawn, dude. There you go. You almost blew it.
Whew, he made us nervous.
What about Hansen and Duda?
Zippity Duda. Let's see. Queen takes f8 is not working yet because the queen takes f8. As soon as the queen leaves the f8 square, I'm going to take on f8 and knight takes
I was going to say maybe he should have played queen e7 instead of this. That would have stopped queen b7 and renewed the threat. But knight e6 works here if you find it.
And Hansen has no time either. Look at that. FG5, rook f8 check. So he does this. And knight e6.
Now knight e6 comes. Again, Hansen just way down on the clock here. Can't compete with that type of time disadvantage, and he's down 3-0 to Duda in their mini match. Wow.
Yeah, 3-0. That's a huge result for Duda, though, because he's creeping back towards the top of the standings.
What about Hammer and Nepo? Tied at 1 game apiece. This one's about to finish in a scramble.
Hammer and Nepo. Let's see. What is going on here? 2 minor pieces. Looks like it should be an even position, but the knights are more dangerous than the bishop, I think, in a position like this when you have no time, because the knights can go from color to color. The bishop, is just sitting there. So if you're white, you generally want to keep your king on the dark squares. Fewer checks on the board. But now knight h5 check. Oh, okay, well, hanging the pawn doesn't help. In fact, Nepo now is up 5 seconds on the clock. Hammer is praying that he'll get to these pawns, but it doesn't look like that's the case. And so he is going to go down here. Oh, he lost his knight, lost his pawn. Everything bad that could have happened.
And he's down on the clock. Black, of course, is totally winning here. Doesn't need to play all these moves, but he is just because doesn't want to stalemate his opponent when he's got a huge edge on the clock, which is smart bullet prowess, everybody. Even though you could argue in this game, if we back up, that there were many moments earlier where Black just puts a knight on f2, for example, and then h2, h1 is queen. But again, the point is that he didn't want to stalemate his opponent, and that's the main thing, which is a smart, practical play.
Yep. And
Duda takes another game. Eric Hansen falls 4-0. Fedoseev and Naroditsky also putting Danya in a spot where his comeback is becoming less and less likely.
Yeah. Well, Naroditsky here with the black piece, he's up a lot of time. So he needs to move quickly here. And he should be king to take the pawn. Oh, my gosh.
He declined to draw. Oh, my God. He just gave him the F-pawn.
He swindled him.
What in the world?
Just as we're about to give up on his chances, Naroditsky says, I'm beating Fedoseev 3-1 in our mini match.
Look at this. He took advantage of him pre-moving. Fedoseev was pre-moving, so he played g4 because he knew Fedoseev was panicked about losing on time. Fedoseev had pre-moved king to b3, and Naroditsky just takes it and gets a new lady on f1, and Fedoseev just resigns as soon as she's on the board.
That's why you have to pre-move checks when you have so much material, or moves that ensure that you're not just having these kind of pawn captures.
No, that's a good bullet piece of advice, so we'll go back to that. Probably the best pre-moves to play. Bishop a1's a good pre-move because you're stopping a queen. Play a move like g4, because what happens in a pre-move like g4 is that even if your opponent tries to pre-move h5, you may miss one pre-move, but you have a chance to react after they take the pawn on the next pre-move, and you still have easy ways to stop the queen. So, again, easier said than done, and in hindsight, being critical is much easier. But, all right, let's look at Meier and Tang here, where Meier is yet again losing on the clock, once again struggling with connection. Well, you know, there was a girl with a dragon tattoo on a train, but apparently playing Blitz on a train, Bullet on a train is not good. The movie good, Meier playing Bullet on a train, not good.
I thought you were going to make a Strangers on the Train reference, but
that
one, you know, I thought you were going to Hitchcock. No, whatever. We'll talk about it later.
Bullet trains are fast, right? They go fast.
Yeah, and in the Shinkansen, you want to go to Japan?
Okay. Nepo wins again over Hammer, takes a 3-1 victory, which getting him closer to Bortnyk, who's just kind of running away with it. Ooh, but Saleh does the field a huge favor. Just crushed Bortnyk in their last game.
Yeah, he did. And Bortnyk was in trouble on the board, on the clock, and he went for desperation and a little kind of cheapo. Didn't work out. So Bortnyk, well, he lost that one.
Yep.
Excuse me.
Okay, well, I think that brings all the games from round 4 to a close. So as the standings get updated, we'll take a brief moment to remind you of another event coming up. If you happen to be viewing the Chess.com Twitch channel for the first time, even more reasons to give it a follow. The Pro Chess League, which will have its finals event May 4th and 5th in San Francisco, is launching its first ever summer series where fans have a chance to play with their favorite teams, with their favorite players, and help those teams earn cash, $25,000 in prizes. It's going to be a blast, and we're really excited about all the things the Pro Chess League is doing. So if you're wondering what that is, go to prochessleague.com right now. Check out some information on the league, or maybe even buy a ticket and come join us at the live final in San Fran. So, all right, as round 5 gets set to get underway here, Robert, I'm going to take a breath and ask you, when we have a brief moment to reflect, what are your thoughts on who's playing best right now and why? Obviously, there's Bortnyk at the top, but something tells me that Nepo and Duda, the two strongest classical chess players, will have a say before this is all done.
You know, honestly, Danny, I'm forgetting who's already played whom. I just can't remember. Everything has been so much lightning-paced action, but Bortnyk's proven himself to be a monster, although I agree with you. Nepo, I think what I've been most impressed by about Nepo is his mouse speed has been picking up as the games have gone along. We saw that game where he made a draw because he didn't pre-move the checkmate, but then we just saw that game the other round where he won his knight and h-pawn ending because he was pre-moving everything. Like, he was making all the smart pre-moves, making sure that he'd win on time. So I think if Nepo could continue with the mouse speed, his game speaks for itself. And I would say Nepo is probably the second best bet after Bortnyk, because that full point.
Well, the chat would agree with you. In fact, we did our mini vote. Thank you for all of those who participated. 81% of chat said they do not believe Bortnyk will hold his lead at this point in the event. So unfortunately for Bortnyk, people picking against him, but not surprising. I mean, given you see those slightly bigger, more well-known names, Nepomniachtchi, young Christoph Duda, of course, Andrew Tang, very well-known. So we'll see if Bortnyk can prove 81% of the Twitch chat wrong. You know who's never wrong, or if Loving That is wrong, I don't want to be right, the Chess TV chat. Shout out to our Diamond members hanging out over there. The Chess TV chat is popping here today, too. Thanks for being with us, no matter where you're watching from. Round 5 is about to get underway. Here we go.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the action. You know me, as soon as the chess goes on, I'm just super zoned.
You're like a kid in the candy store. Pinot 724 reminded me of a little Pinot Noir I enjoyed last night with the wifey. A California 2016. We go real classy. That's $4 a bottle at Trader Joe's.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
All
right.
That's
the
nice.
Chess is on. Hammer and Tang has got to get some focus this round. That is a matchup.
Woo! Oh my gosh, you have Bortnyk, Nepo as well. Oh
Yeah.
gosh, can't
Oh,
get enough
okay. I
of
think
this.
we got to focus on the tournament leaders. We also have Hammer Tang. We also have two streamers. These are the only two guys streaming their perspective, Naroditsky and Eric Hansen. So lots to choose from this round. Follow your wish. I think Robert and I are going to follow Bortnyk and Nepo right now.
Yeah, we have to. Right now, it's better for black because of the pawn mass in the center. If you get e5, e4 rolling, you're very happy. In fact, e5 here looks very tempting. He starts with d4 to open up that bishop. Watch
Yep.
out, e5 would hang the rook on h6, g5, excuse me.
Yeah.
I would have played h6. h5 looks like a wrong move because with the pawn
Yeah,
h6.
h6 protecting the rook would have allowed Nepo to play e5. Robert's idea, everybody. I agree with him. But Nepo is looking for an attack on the g file, which is why he advanced that pawn up, and why Bortnyk said, "Get your rook out of my g file."
Yep. And now knight e4 to take with the queen back, threads mate on h7. So
Very
watch out
nice.
for Nepo.
Very nice. Bortnyk is turning things around, and he's up 6 seconds on the clock.
Yep. Oh,
Look
g6,
for
no.
tactics on e6.
Oh, don't trade the rooks. You should have went queen h6 and try to take on e6.
Okay, wait a second, though. You can take on d5. He plays queen f6 first because he wants to sack on e6, and then queen g6 is mate.
Yep. Or bishop takes g6. You can't stop both sacrifices.
Wow, both of them. And Nepo is getting down on the clock right now. Nice creative way to hold on by pinning the rook.
But f4. Oh, play f4. Blocking
Bortnyk is going to play tickle as long as he can.
No, but he let him out. Rook f5.
He should have played your move f4.
He had
The
rook
king's
f5.
going to run f6, e7. You're not mating me.
You're not.
Run,
Rook f7.
Forrest, run. He's trying to get out.
What's the clock situation? And
10
Nepo
seconds
has less
for
time.
Nepo.
So this should be winning for white based on the clock situation, but watch
There's
out.
tactics on f3.
Exactly. Queen c5 here. Rook d7 check.
Rook d7. He finds it.
He found
Winning
rook
the queen.
d7. He found it. He distracted the king away.
And
now
he wins the bishop right after it. Bortnyk. Bortnyk strong. Bortnyk strong.
woo!
Whoa.
Bortnyk's
Bortnyk
got it.
proving everybody wrong. Arabic Falcon and Duda are the next game we got to focus on because we are in a time scramble. Duda again down on the clock and this time down on the board, so actually not nearly as exciting as I thought.
Yeah.
What happened in the first game between Hammer and Tang? Tang did his job. Got a victory, but looks
not-
like Hammer's about to return the favor. That is a checkmate.
This is a checkmate waiting to happen. Or are you just
Yeah.
happy to see me?
If
I
Queen
mean, it's-
e7, Queen h8 is a new mate. Yeah,
Oh.
this is over. Hammer doing work right now against Tang.
Just take
Can
that
even
knight.
take e5 and then renew the threat of mate on f7. Yeah, Hammer agrees. The king will find safety on f1 or rook d2.
Oh, queen e3. You're starting to give up many checks
Yeah,
here.
he should have played the move I said, king f1.
Now king f1 is good, though.
King f1's still good, but all right. So if Hammer gets this one, levels things up against Tang, which looks like he's about to do.
Bishop c5 check is precise. Okay, he could have taken and distract the queen. Oh, he hung the rook.
Oh my gosh, Hammer blunders. Okay, don't go anywhere.
He
Maybe
hung
Hammer
the
doesn't
rook.
get this win. It's been winning for way too many moves to say that.
I was saying that bishop takes c5 check first,
Okay, but there's
distracting the
still
queen.
mate. Queen e7 is coming,
Oh, queen d7 and queen d7.
but he can't get out of checks?
No way. He's at.
Amazing. Hammer
He-
can't escape checks.
No.
He's still
He's up on the
Tang
clock,
is still
though.
checking.
Bishop g3.
Bishop g3 was good.
Bishop h5. Just put your bishop on h5. Do something. Do something, Hammer. Win on the
gosh.
clock.
Hammer's going to blow this one against Tang. Look at the time scramble. This is what Andrew does better than anybody.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
No.
gosh.
Oh my
If
gosh.
Tang
he's
comes
totally
back and
blowing
wins this, that is absolutely nuts.
Yeah, this is all Tang's right
Only
now.
2 seconds for Tang. He's
Tang's
got
a
1
quicker
second,
player.
4 seconds. He's just got to get rid of the pawn. He does so and holds the draw.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
That
God.
was-
Hammer gave that one away in more ways than I can count.
I don't even know what to say about that. That was a
Crazy.
blunder.
All right, but no rest for the weary. We're right back to Nepo and Bortnyk, where Nepo returns last game's favor, levels things up at 1. What about Hansen and Naroditsky? Naroditsky on the
Naroditsky
grind
wins.
up 3-0, despite both players streaming. Again, just not Eric's day right now.
Like, what are you supposed to say for it, Hansen, at this point? You know, I mean,
I'm just shocked Hammer didn't win that game. There were so many wins on the board. He lost it.
he honestly had 32 seconds left. I remember this vividly. And Tang had 26 seconds. He had a checkmating attack. That was the time to spend your couple seconds and be like,
Finish
I'm going
the
to make
job.
you. Exactly. Finish the job
You
there.
had one job. You had
had
one
one
job. I'm talking to you, Robert.
Oh,
You had
look
one-
at that
okay.
game and Duda is trying to promote over here. Oh, he missed it. No,
What?
he took on b7, and after knight takes b7 in the Duda Arabic Falcon, he should win
I'm
a7.
backing up to take a look. Rook takes b7, knight takes you have a7.
Exactly, and he
It's a
saw
very
it,
common
and he missed it.
tactic.
So
Puzzle
Arabic
rush
Falcon.
style, everybody. A7, and the knight can't stop you from queening. Remember that tactic. Don't forget it.
Oh my gosh! And
Wow.
I saw it coming. I thought he found it because he went rook takes b7, and then he
Yep.
missed it, or he let it slide. Oh,
Very, very common idea to give up the rook for the pawn there and then play a6 and a7. This is
painful
very,
to
very
see.
common, so be aware of it. Wow. Really tough
Oh,
break for Duda.
yeah. So where are we at now? Whose games are we looking at?
I'm looking back at Bortnyk and Nepo since it's the biggest game in terms of the overall standings. Remember, we've got a lot of big names here, but really those leading the tournament should get our attention.
Yep.
Nepo needs to win in order to level things at 12 and a half games apiece.
Queen takes f6 was a threat, so bishop e8 was played. Now g5.
Queen d6 check he had, he missed it, but he's still got a grip.
Oh man, the dark square control is epic here.
Dark square control is epic, but so is the epic control of the clock. Nepo up 6 seconds.
You know,
And,
sometimes I
I
totally
think,
forget to look at the time. But g6, play.
Bishop's hanging though. He blundered it. Bortnyk
nice.
could win.
Nice. Queen e5 check, play g6. Just do
The
it.
time advantage is not nearly what it was for Nepo. Bortnyk
G6.
again showing his strength.
G7, get a queen. Okay, get a queen this way too. Nice. Queen
And you
h8,
got
queen.
mate coming with Queen h8.
Can't stop it.
Robert, speaking of time management, you see how Bortnyk takes your advice? It feels like in the critical moments, he pauses for just a second or two and finds g6, everybody. This is what Robert was saying. Look at the time here. He actually used 1.9 seconds rather than just blitzing Queen h8 or Queen d8 and found g6. And that's what the most elite bullet players do, is they have that sort of sixth sense, right? Never go full Haley Joel Osment, but sixth sense is what you want in bullet. And he found g6 even with very little time. And so that's why Robert and I talk a lot about time management versus taking your time. And that's what the most elite players do. They just know when to manage the clock. All right.
Should we call him M Knight from now on? M Knight Bortnyk?
Right? Oh, by the way, speaking of someone you never want to go full Shyamalan. Wow.
Yeah.
Talk about good movies and bad movies. Can somebody check that guy's life crisis? All right, sorry, different discussion.
You know, it's a split decision, right?
Yep.
Oof. So that was, where do we go from here?
This isn't a time scramble, but not really a relevant one for the standing. So Duda's going to win on the clock, it looks like, but that probably won't be enough to get him back in, I think, for the fight at this point. It feels like it's becoming a 2-3 horse race. Okay, maybe I'm speaking too soon with that win. Tell me where you want to go from here. I've got Nepo and Bortnyk on the board. Let's go to Hammer and Tang, since that's one that Hammer is suddenly in a must-win situation to save any face in this match. Feels like he's on a bit of tilt against Tang here.
Yeah, and it's a good opportunity for him. He's up 3 seconds, and the problem is Tang is just faster, right? So even though he's up some time right now, it's not going to last very long. And G4, play G4, play G5.
You've got to rush Tang. No, sorry, not Tang, Hammer. But Tang too. Now he's going to win G4.
Yep.
And again, this is where you really favor black because the knight is just so much more obnoxious to corral in bullet than a bishop. The knight is just full of forks, right?
That's very true. Rook G2 check. And
and there we go. We called it. And this is exactly why you don't want to be in this sort of situation.
But Hammer's playing pretty quickly, and he's up 3 seconds. So if he's able to avoid getting mated in the next bunch of moves, okay, he's lost all his mating material. So now it's lost. I mean, he just is
it's just over. Tang is
too fast.
He hasn't mated him yet, but got plenty of time to pre-move this one out. Would take a stalemate blunder to lose this one if you're Tang, and not going to happen. The Penguin GM shows why he's so feared in the bullet chess time control.
Oh my God, Bortnyk just flagged Nepo in the closest time scramble ever. Bortnyk at
0.3 to 0 on the clock, and Bortnyk takes a 3-1 lead over Nepo in their match. Oh my gosh, putting more separation between him and the field. Amazing stuff.
And Nepo was up by 2 seconds. He hit 3.8 seconds to Bortnyk's 1.2 seconds, and yet Nepo still flagged despite being up 2.6 seconds with no time remaining. I mean, that is unbelievable.
I don't even know where we're at right now in regards to the total rounds, but this is crazy close here with all these players at the top of the standings.
Should we call in CeeLo Green?
Absolutely, right?
Well, I mean, it's just this is
Arabic Falcon, plenty of time. Polish fighter down on the clock, and this has been one of the areas that Duda has struggled with against the elite bullet players. Not necessarily on the board, although he is checkmated here, but on the clock. I mean, when do you expect guys of this strength to have a 20-second lead over their opponent? Unless you're Georg Meier struggling with connection issues, right?
Or you're playing me, in which case I'm trying to find the perfect move at every turn, and then
Right.
getting flagged every game. So,
all right. Well,
I just figured to put that out in the open, Danny. I know you like to get on my case. You're right. You're right. You're like
I'm not going to say that at all.
No, but you're like a proud Papa Bear, right? You're like, Robert, come on, man, move more quickly.
Yes, if you did learn to trust your instincts a little more, you'd be a better blitz and bullet player. But I'm not here to criticize you, okay?
I think you're trying to boost me up by telling me the truth. Constructive.
I believe in you, man. I also believe in this chat here, and I believe we need to reference what would happen if we have a tie. A lot of people have been asking what would happen if at the end of today's round robin there are 2 or even 3 players with the same score. We will throw down in a mini 2-game match pretty much until we have a winner, right? If they're tied again after 2 games, guess what? We're going all night, okay? Until somebody gets the best of a 2-game set, these players will play and play and play for somebody to take the 6th seed and move into tomorrow's bracket. The quarterfinals will get underway with these players in front of you. The world's elite, Hikaru Nakamura, Sasha Grishuk, Levon Aronian. Amazing stuff. It's going to be a really, really exciting event all weekend. So please hit that follow button. If you're watching chess for the first time on Twitch, where have you been? It's like when you come in and you were actually like you weren't misbehaving, and your mom goes, "Where have you been?"
Yep. And you have like one cookie in your mouth and the bag just in your other hand. But Danny, I have a question for you. Do you want the good or the bad news first?
Sorry, say that again?
Do you want the good or the bad news first?
I'm a bad news first kind of guy.
Okay, so the bad news, I just looked at my phone, which I never do during commentary with you, but I looked at my phone, and the reason why is I got a message from a good buddy of mine who goes, the Bullet Chess Championship is too exciting for me to get work done.
Okay.
So I got to give you the bad news that I was looking at my phone. I'm admitting it. I'm coming clean. But the great news is we have many excited fans here. Shout out to all 600 plus here. The ambulance has come by. That's sirens for you, chat. That's for
sirens for everybody. Sirens for the chat, the hype. Everyone wants to be here because this is the place to be. I believe we're about to start round 6, and indeed, as I say so, it is underway. Jan Ludwig Hammer taking on Alexander Bortnyk. Penguin GM taking on Fedoseev. Jan Christoph Duda, Jan Nepomniachtchi. Those are a lot of syllables, a lot of consonants in that matchup. Eric Hansen and Georg Meier, and of course Naroditsky and Salim Saleh. Robert, choose your own adventure books went out of style in the late 80s, but I'm going to let you choose the adventure right here. Where do you want to go?
We have to stay on Bortnyk, right? He's in the lead here. We got to focus as well on Tang because we haven't given Tang. He's playing Fedoseev, and those two are in second place. So if one of them beats up on the other, they might end up in first after this match. But Bortnyk right now is doing his thing. Wait, why is he down 8 seconds? I've never seen that before.
Yeah, took some time in the opening clearly for nobody knows why.
But he's got this dominant knight.
I got a happy square on c5, and I'm going to put my pony on it. In fact, I can even bring the other knight back to f4 if I really want to eliminate that knight, and indeed Bortnyk agrees with this idea. Here he goes. Watch the rook come to a3 and b3, and for him to target that b7 pawn at some point.
Yeah, this is not fun to play as black.
He's got another idea. The problem is this is such a 2-result position for white. Hammer's just going to get tortured.
Yep, forever. Because you can put your knight on e4, I'll just take it. I don't care about that. The bishop on c8 is a glorified pawn. It's not doing anything. It will never do anything. There are no diagonals to work with. So Bortnyk just chilling. He's moving his pieces back and forth.
For those who are wondering just how strong he is, the young man who's becoming more and more of a household name on Chess.com was actually the first player to ever go perfect, like completely perfect. No draws. 9 of 9 in a Title Tuesday. So we've been watching his career on Chess.com, frankly, for the last 3 or 4 years. And now he's becoming much more of a household name.
And now he's winning. 96.
96 wins the rook. He didn't see it. He missed it the second time. Okay, but he still finds a way to win the exchange.
Yeah, but 96 was there for the taking.
Was much stronger.
And he's going to win this game anyway. He's up a couple seconds on the clock. He's winning on the board. But G4, G5. Just
Naroditsky took down Arabic Falcon.
Okay.
We're watching this one. I spy with my little eye a time scramble between Tang and Fedoseev.
All right.
I don't want to leave this one, though. I can't choose, Robert.
Tang could have taken a free rook and said he took a free
Tang's going to flag him. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. So it looks like Tang has got this one, and that's +1 for Tang there.
Tang.
Bortnyk wins his game.
Doing work.
So
and Bortnyk doing the same.
Have they played each other yet? I don't remember. I can't recall. I don't think they have.
Meier takes down Hansen in their first game. Unfortunately for Eric, the struggles continue. So many games to go to. I've got Hammer and Bortnyk still on the docket. We haven't looked at Nepo and Duda. Nepo got the first one here, which is huge for him. And looks like he's a little bit better in this game, but down 4 seconds on the clock currently.
Yeah. Open position. The end game is going. Wait, but Duda's up a pawn. Didn't even count the material yet. So Duda's up a pawn, which means that if Nepo isn't very quick here, he's just going to be in a tough end game. But yeah, I guess Duda's doing everything right. But unfortunately for Duda, he's fallen behind, and that's going to be a tough uphill battle for him just to stay in the running, let alone qualify. So should we go on to the game between, I don't know, Bortnyk game or the Tang game? I don't know where we should.
Anywhere you want to go. Let's go back to Bortnyk and Hammer. Sure. Oh, whoa. Bortnyk is about to mate him on the H file. Ow. Oh man. The chat is not going to be happy. Hammer has a lot of fans in the chat. Of course, he's a regular streamer. Go to twitch.tv/his username GMJLH. But unfortunately for Hammer, I'm not going to get a lot of follows after this game. No, just kidding. It's made on H1, though. You're a wizard, Ari.
He's being smart, though. You know what he's doing? He's losing on time on purpose to gain some time to recover. Because the problem with bullet chess is the next game starts instantly. You have no time to gather your bearings, to clear your mind. So he did that to just, calm himself.
Naroditsky wins the rook on D1 and should go on to win this game. Wait, no, he's black. I'm sorry. Saleh wins the game. Naroditsky's the one who blundered. Confused my colors.
It's okay, man. We all do that sometimes. And by the way, Hammer's also streaming. So it's Hansen, Naroditsky, and Hammer.
Hammer's also streaming?
Yep.
Wowzers. That makes me even more impressed with how he's played today. Although, if you see the direction of the scoreboard, despite starting strong, Hammer is slowly creeping. Really, really hard to stream against this level of elite bullet player.
Yeah. He's – never mind. I was going to make a bad One Direction joke, but I'm not doing it anymore. I take it back.
Was it The Story of My Life? Also a great song, One Direction.
No, it's okay. Let's just move on.
You don't know you're beautiful? I mean, Hammer knows he's beautiful. Have you ever talked to him?
Well, you know what's beautiful, Danny?
What?
Eric Hansen getting a win.
Getting his first win against Meier. And I was going to say the same thing. We complete each other's
sandwiches.
A nice salami on rye. Actually, pastrami on rye.
Thank you. There you go.
All right. Penguin GM is should be winning here, although suddenly Black has put him in a weird spot where he's down on the clock and has to worry about his king. But up a queen, you think Tang can figure this out with 9 seconds, Robert? 6 seconds, 5 seconds.
I don't know, but what he's doing is
Fedoseev's going to run, but he's going to lose the bishop and the rook in the process. Only 4 seconds, but it may be all Tang needs. He wins every piece.
He's winning.
Oh no, he had it. Take E3.
Yeah,
Tang had it. No, he's letting the king escape with the pre-moves. E2's coming.
But now rook C6, queen D6.
Queen D6 or queen F6 should be mate.
Yep, he got it.
Does it.
0.9 left.
Oh my gosh. Well, you called it, Robert. You said if Tang beats up on Fedoseev, he might have a chance to catch Bortnyk. Unfortunately for him, Alexander keeps winning against Hammer, but Tang is definitely going to keep this one close down the stretch.
Yeah, well, Alexander's losing this game, but he's up on time, so he might try to flag Hammer here. He's trying to flag Hammer. Hammer, 1 second left. Oh, no. It's a stalemate. Oh, my gosh.
It hurts.
Oh, my gosh.
It hurts. Okay, what about Nepomniachtchi, who needs to get wins against Duda, who's slowly fading in the standings, but if Nepo's going to keep pace with Tang and Bortnyk, now's the time.
Yeah, I mean, is he going to do it, though? Is he going to be able to? Because Nepo's trying his best here. He's going for a mate, but he's down a piece.
He's trying his best here, but
up a piece. My bad. I mixed up the colors, just like you've been doing.
He could bring the knight in now. Yeah, he does.
Knight D5 check. And king
brings the knight in. Oh, he gets the rook, but if he takes it, it's a draw. He doesn't want it. He wants to win on time. And he manages to do so.
Nepo, you
Very
dog.
Nice.
You dog.
Dirty flag. If you got a dirty flag emote, bust it out and use it.
Yeah.
Hansen and Meier. Looks like Hansen might be on his way to getting his second win, if not for the clock.
Yeah, but he's up so much material that he should be able to get this one. Knight G4, cream of it. Yep, rookie 7 check.
The battle of the cellar down here right now between Meier and Hansen. Neither player wants to finish last in this event.
Yep, and
looks like Hansen will get that win and leapfrog Meier there with 5 points now total.
Tough event for Meier. No internet connection, or well, he has set some obviously, but not good enough.
Yep.
Tang, by the way, just beating up, just absolutely beating up on Fedoseev. I mean, look at this position here with Tang just rolling his pawns down the board. Fedoseev has no chance. He's down 10 seconds.
I'm going there. Hold on. Okay. Look at Tang. About to take a 4-0 sweep.
Bring out your brooms.
Bring out your brooms. Wow. Impressive chess there from Andrew. Now, have Tang and Bortnyk played yet?
I do not have the answer to that question. I'm not sure. I don't think so. I don't remember them playing. I feel like we would have been zoned in, locked in on all of those games.
But if it happened early, then we may not have been, right? So, all right, I've got Hammer and Bortnyk back on, since if Bortnyk gets this game, he continues to hold on in the lead, but he needs it.
But Bortnyk is
played in round 3. Confirmation from our stats team that Bortnyk and Tang played in round 3, so they will not have a head-to-head matchup.
Hammer made a mistake. He went bishop f4 too early, and now it's just a draw.
Going to be a draw. Hammer loses his chance to help out Tang.
Wow.
And in their matchup, by the way, Tang and Bortnyk, they split 2-2. So I guess given that they're seeming to be the two best players in the field today, shouldn't be surprised by that fun fact there.
Nope.
Thank you to our full team here. Thank you to our producer. Do we have time? We'll give you a shout out in a second, Oren. We got games. Oh, there you are. There you are. We love it. There he is. He's just so cute over there, along with Georg Meier. He's flossing in his chair. He flosses in his sleep. He flosses in his chair. He's a flossing son of a gun. All right, we've got Meier Hansen. It's the last game here in round 6.
The problem, Danny, is that you told Georg to put that weapon away, and ever since you said that, his chess has been less
effective.
Less effective.
Well, that's not true. He did. Oh, we got mate on h2 coming. Meier missed it. Hansen plays knight h3 check, dropping it like it's hot, everybody. There's no way to prevent rook h2 mate on the next move. Meier also going to let himself lose on time. And Hansen gets his first mini-match victory of the day there with a 3-1 overall score against Georg Meier. So good for Eric. Good for us. We've got a very tight race here in the finish. Really 3 players, frankly, with a chance to win it. I guess it's still anybody's game, because if you start 4-0 sweeping people, who knows? But you look at Bortnyk, Tang, and Nepo, you start to wonder which of those guys is going to hold on. And we're going to find out as the last 3 games begin in just a moment. We're going to take our last break of the day before rounds 7, 8, and 9. If you're with us, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And we're back here with the final 3 rounds of the Bullet Chess Championship. Robert, it's been an exciting day. I don't think these last 3 rounds are going to disappoint us either.
Absolutely not. We've seen Bortnyk, we've seen Tang, we've seen Nepo jump to the top of the pack. They can't stop, won't stop, can't stop till they get enough. Danny, I mean, I'm just excited. I'm just I've been trying to contain my excitement. You know me. When I talk chess, I'm trying to be that serious guy. But there's nothing like this Bullet Chess Championship that brings a smile to my face because it's
Seriously,
so exciting.
right? You're taking me back to our clubbing days, right? DJ Dan and Funkmaster Hess. Or was it Flexmaster? What do we call you?
I mean, whatever
Funky Fresh Hess, Flexmaster Hess.
When
you were spinning.
But I thought you just called me Grandmaster Flash.
Grandmaster Flash, that's right. Grandmaster Hess is also not a bad name. In case you don't just turn your back on that one, Robert. But be proud of who you are, or I'm telling your mom. It's
too real, right? It's too literal, right?
Well,
you gotta have some kind of difference here.
It's about to get real right now. Thank you to all 6,000 of you that are with us here. Whether you're watching on Twitch TV/chess, Chess.com TV, wherever you may be in the world, thanks for making us part of your day. We're about to see round 7 begin. Again, we did a vote earlier whether Alexander Bortnyk would maintain his lead, and a lot of people said no. I mean, we don't really think that he has the pedigree to continue to outperform Andrew Tang, Jan Nepomniachtchi, but he's doing it. But only a half a point, right? If anybody made a statement in that last round, round 6, it was Andrew Tang, who took 4 games. 4 games. He went 4-0 over Fedoseev, who's stayed right there at that 13.5 score. So, all right, games are underway. It's Hammer and Saleh. It's Penguin and Jan-Krzysztof Duda. Hansen and Nepomniachtchi, Naroditsky, Meier, and Bortnyk, Fedoseev. I will let you choose again.
Let's go to the Penguins game because Penguin is on a run. We've seen a lot of Bortnyk in the last round, and right now with the white pieces, Penguin playing his very lovely London-type system. And here, look at this is where I think the highly rated players have an advantage. They should know these opening lines inside and out. But Tang, this is his trusted weapon. He's used this against all the best players in the world. Played G6. Why'd that take so long? G6
and that's the reason why you keep going back to it. This is a real mismatch on the clock, by the way. Unfortunately for Duda, Tang is just a much, much faster player. And if you're going to get this kind of position against him, wow.
Yeah,
something's coming to E6. I don't even know what it is, but when it happens, Black is just going to get completely destroyed.
So for all I was saying about Duda knowing these positions, it looks like he's not so familiar with Bishop takes G6. Oh, we missed Bishop takes G6. But okay, this is also still good.
But this is still good for White.
Yeah, Knight takes F7 here.
Knight takes F7. Bishop takes G6 was still possible. Ooh, probably not the best choice by Tang to keep the attack going there.
Yeah, because Queen H6 now meant by Queen F8. And you're just...
Yeah, okay, but he still should be winning. D6 is falling. There's threats right now on the board of Rook takes D7, followed by fork emote on F6.
Knight D6 check here also is just winning. Okay.
Tang's got to complete this one.
What is going on here? No, this is going the wrong way for him.
No, he still got it. Queen H6 is coming.
He mated him.
Right?
Yeah.
Queen takes E6. Very nice.
That's
F7.
pretty.
That's how you do work. Andrew Tang has now won 5 games in a row. Let's see if the hot streak can continue as he, for the first time, takes the lead because Bortnyk's game is still going. Tang right now has 18 points in the standings.
And he's won 5 games in a row against super grandmasters, for what it's worth. It's 27, 100-plus rated players. So good on Tang.
But it looks like Bortnyk is about to regain that lead with a huge edge on the clock over Fedoseev and mate on the board, and he finds it. Bortnyk strong.
Bortnyk strong. I love that.
Bortnyk strong.
You keep using it, and I love it. We got to get an emote with that.
It came out of me. I don't know how, right?
Whoa, Tang just spent 10 seconds on his move with B5. That's a strange moment to spend so much time because now, all of a sudden, Polish fighter, that's Duda, has a huge time advantage, and he has a positional advantage. He's up a pawn. He definitely knows these positions well because it's stuff you play like when you're a kid. And I like his
Let's go check on – oh, wow. Look at Nepo with just a huge edge on the clock against Eric. This is where he's really not at his best when Eric starts to overthink things like this. I mean, there's nothing you can do right here when you're down that much on the clock. So Nepo trying to keep pace with Tang and Bortnyk.
Oof. Yeah. But Nepo –
I've got the Tang game back up. Still very exciting.
Nice move, E5. Knight G6 check now. Go – I thought he was going to Rook F8 to pin that bishop on C8. Rook F8 now. Put that rook on F8. Please do me a favor. E6 check. Okay. Don't do anything I say.
Still good enough.
96 double check, win the bishop. So here Duda's winning this one.
You're going to take everything. You've got plenty of time on the clock. No business losing this one, and Tang knows it, just decides to throw in the towel.
Yep.
So Tang loses for the first time in 6 games.
And how is Bortnyk doing over here? Because Tang, if he's going to lose a game, he wants Bortnyk to copy him. And Bortnyk in a complicated battle where White's up a pawn and has a huge attack in the open H file, but Black has some counterplay thanks to the F file. And Peter moves, claim the draw. I thought they could have claimed a draw at this point, but maybe not.
Chess X's and O's, I'd like Big Fish's position. That's Fedoseev. Bring the rooks in. Get aggressive with it, even if you're sacking the exchange. But okay.
He's trying to get Ilyokin's gun with Queen H1.
Yeah. He wanted the triple battery.
Whoa. Okay, Rook G7. He blundered.
B6 with double check. The Queen's coming to G8.
But it's not mate. King H6. He survives. Rook G7. Trade everything off.
But Queen H8 was there.
Oh, you're right.
Queen H8 was winning.
It was check. It wasn't check. You're right.
No, it wasn't check. The Rook was on G2.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, in this position, Rook G7, White was winning on the spot.
Right. There also were opportunities to play B5 even after you traded everything there.
And now Fedoseev is going to lose and not help the field. Bortnyk continues to just push his edge. Okay, I'm making an assumption, but I think it's a safe one given how Bortnyk has handled so many of his time scrambles.
He's winning. He's going to take all the pawns on.
Fedoseev misses Queen H8 and his chance to win the game in the process.
The pre-moves are easy.
Bortnyk takes a 2-0 lead. The man cannot be stopped.
Wow, Queen H8 mate, as you pointed out, that was a huge.
Well, it wasn't mate. It was Queen H8, Rook H7, Queen takes F6 mate. But yeah, it was coming.
Yeah. Wow, what a missed opportunity there. So how's Tang doing in this one against Duda? It's a complicated game. Tang down some time. It looks like Duda will take this pawn to C6. Duda's winning this one. Duda is up.
And he's up a little bit on the clock. Normally a spot that Tang has under control, but he finds this move Queen F8. The issue here is now Tang is going to make this tricky with very little time. So, whoa, the rook falls, but the A pawn's rushing.
Queen
Who's
B8.
better and why? There was knight D2 check and
Queen
knight B3.
C5! Threatening Queen F2.
Queen C5 is brilliant.
Oh my God, that was sick.
He had knight D2 and knight B3 as well. Okay,
oh my God.
Get a second lady. 2 girls better than 1 in this case.
Take on C1.
The rook.
Just hurry up.
Bring the mate. Only 4 seconds. Dude, should have enough time, but he's taking so much of it.
Yeah, what's
Queen
he
to
doing?
F4, Queen to G3 is mate.
Woo! Man, that was close. Danny, that had our heart on strings there. You okay? You okay, my friend?
Thanks for asking.
I care about you.
I'm holding on.
Oh my God. Wow. Can you just hold on for one more day?
You can sing that song to me anytime. Nepo wins as well, so he continues to keep pace with Tang with that victory right there.
And Bortnyk just won his game, by the way. So Bortnyk up 3-0 on Fedoseev. Fedoseev collapsing.
What a fast win. This one was a miniature practically in bullet terms. Still 24 seconds to 19. So this is it. Tang is getting himself in a must-win situation. It's aggressive to stay at this point. There's still going to be 8 more games. That's 2 more rounds after this one's in the books. But he's now down 2.5 games in the standings.
Yeah. Man, I'm hurting.
One of those cases where I'm shaking, and I'm really glad I brought my trusted sippy cup, not full of any unintentional subtle branding for Chess.com.
I just see this. You're shaking. It's pretty funny.
I want to avoid Zamboniing it. I'm not afraid to Zamboni, but I don't want to.
I've seen you do it before. Look at you, little Twitch Chess.com.
I know. I got this at TwitchCon.
Well, thanks for getting me one. Just because I wasn't there doesn't mean I don't deserve one, Danny.
All right.
Okay, well, Polish fighter, that's Duda. He's doing work on the 7th rank.
He's still doing work. Tang looks like he got himself on a bit of tilt. I mean, when do you see Tang lost and down 10 seconds, right? Being lost is one thing, but being this far down on the clock, not Tang's normal position. So Duda showing his chess strength here. And I'm really surprised. I got to be honest. I thought this match was going to be a Tang all the way. I just felt like the way Duda had been managing his clock for the most part all day, he would be no match for Andrew. But Duda being very smart just shows his chess class, winning almost every game on the board. Not even needing the clock. So, wow.
Yeah, and I honestly am not surprised. I really believe what I said earlier, that having the huge classical chess advantage does actually make itself felt in bullet chess.
Well,
oh my God!
I've said that many times.
Bortnyk, do you see what Bortnyk just did?
He just won again. That's
what
he did.
Look how he won. A3. he pre-moved rook to d2 or something, or just he played very quickly, and then a2 happened. Oh no, he didn't take on a3.
Why would you ever pre-move? But he didn't pre-move it. He used 0.2 seconds. A pre-move would use 0.1.
He was just playing it quickly. I don't know what to say.
He just allowed him to get a2. I think Big Fish himself was on a little bit of tilt, and now with that win, 21.5 points, Nepo has actually regained the second place position. We'll ask our stat team to look at whether Nepo and Bortnyk have played, since you and I can't possibly keep track in our heads. But okay, that game actually brings the full round 7 to a close, and the standings are, well, they're pretty close to what you see right there. Bortnyk proving all of us wrong. And indeed, Nepo and Bortnyk have also already played Robert in the 5th round. So if someone's going to stop Bortnyk, it can't be one of the two leaders. It can't be Nepo or Tang. They've already played in this round-robin format. If you need a reminder, everybody plays everybody in this format, and it is the overall best scorer who will take the final spot in our quarterfinals tomorrow.
Danny, I have so many questions for you.
Okay.
Are you impressed by Naroditsky's comeback, first of all?
So the final remaining games been told by the team are Bortnyk Hansen and Bortnyk Duda. So it's reversed right now. Obviously, Duda playing Bortnyk first. We see on the board, or we saw on the board, Penguin GM versus Eric Hansen. That's a battle of streamers. And again, Penguin GM known for his streaming, but he's not streaming today. Hansen is, Hammer is, and again, I would have really advised against it, but choices are made, and I think that it may be if Tang holds his own, a big reason why. He's fully focused on winning this event. He's not focused on streaming for his fans today.
Yeah, but misery loves company, and if you're going to play not so well in an event, hey, at least have the Twitch community having your back.
I guess
right?
That's true. Shout out to the Twitch community. Thanks for being here, all of you. I'm glad you reminded me that misery loves company, which is, something that
We'll talk about this later. It seems like this is a conversation for a later time.
Amon Hamilton on one of Bortnyk's incredible games. What on earth did I just look at? That sounds like something I say when I look in the mirror, but, I agree. Bortnyk is impressing us today. Bishop g5, knight f6 is coming, and then the dark squares are falling apart. Whoa, Tang doesn't go for it.
As a quick shout out to Josh NL, who just subbed with Twitch Prime over there. Thank you for supporting the channel.
Bortnyk already gets a win. He's running away with this event.
He's too good. Can anybody stop Bortnyk?
This kid is out of control at 19 years old, too, as you saw earlier in the stats. He is clearly one of the future stars of the world's elite, and Bortnyk is showing his true talent, right? In bullet chess, Robert, the gloves come off. You go with your instincts first. You shoot and ask questions later, right? And when that happens, Bortnyk's showing that he is one of the best players in the world.
Yeah, and his FIDE Blitz rating is over 2,700, so he's clearly just a very experienced player. And right now, he is,
Penguin GM doing his thing up way on the clock here against Hansen and on the board, so he should be able to get this victory right now.
Yep. So all looking good for. I'm looking at Bortnyk. Is he 19? It looks like
he's 22 years old. I'm sorry, I misspoke.
No, he has a brother, so I don't know who's who, and
yeah,
it's confusing sometimes.
Okay. Hammer about to get a win against Big Fish, so Fedoseev falls there. But really, we are focused on whether or not Bortnyk can be stopped by young Christoph Duda, who just took 3 games off of Andrew Tang. But right now, Bortnyk showing that he's not going to let the same thing happen to him. He's up on the board, up a piece on the board, and up on time, Robert. Bortnyk.
Oh my God.
Strong.
Did you see how quickly he trapped that rook on b7? I was like, what is bishop b5? Why'd he sack the rook? Oh my God, the rook is trapped. So Bortnyk strong needs to become a thing here.
Dude,
he's too good.
It needs to be an emote. Let's do it. Ready? You know how you have that little emote of the baby who goes,
yep.
Right?
Yep.
Can we get an emote of me being the baby, Aaron? Can we get a Bortnyk strong?
Bortnyk
right here, dude. Look. Somebody get an emote of that. Bortnyk strong.
Maybe we got to get Bortnyk's face for it, though.
I bet we could Photoshop Bortnyk's face on top of that little baby.
The E-Trade baby?
We got the fastest memer in the West here. I'm sure we can figure something out. All right. Bortnyk is just doing work. Tang did get the last victory, and looks like he's on pace to get another one here. The C
Yeah,
pawn is super strong against Hansen. Unless is Hansen mating? You got dirty thoughts on the H file?
knight
He
f8.
does.
Ooh, oh, queen h6.
Oh, he's gonna working it one thing at a time with no diggity.
He unfortunately knight
Oh,
f16.
but he's
Knight
gonna
g4
bag up
check.
that pawn.
Knight g4 check. Look at you with that.
Look at
backing
that
up.
full rap reference.
I
And
heard
Tang
you.
defends.
So take it and play f5. Take it in g4, play f5. Go f5.
Yeah, but you're running out. You're running out of time if you're Hansen.
Two. Look at that move. He tried.
Okay, but only 8 seconds for
F5.
either player.
Bishop f4. Oh, it doesn't work. Okay. Oh, I didn't realize Tang had no time
completely
either.
winning on the board, but he doesn't have the time to make all the best moves. Look for Tang to bring the heat on the open lines. Queen e1 is coming. He stops it with queen f4.
Honestly, pre-moving pretty well. But
2 seconds, 1 second. Tang showing why he's so good at what he does with that pre-move. Scandalous it was.
Too good. And Bortnyk actually is mopping things up over here as well. Looks like he's in a very advantageous endgame where he's threatening rook to b8 checkmate ideas. But rook takes c2.
Tang
helps.
better get this last win, though, because if Bortnyk wins and Tang doesn't, Bortnyk actually has first place locked up before the last round begins.
Wow.
Which would be not something we
Bortnyk
expected.
blundered. He blundered a knight. He blundered his knight from a good position, and he's still not going to lose this game. At least he shouldn't.
The rook is falling. Okay, no, it was white to move, black to move.
Yeah, so he made a draw in there, but he blundered a knight in a good position.
Okay.
Woo.
Wow. We got one more game for everybody now. Penguin GM looking to get a sweep over Hansen. This is his chance to keep pace with Bortnyk. And remember, Bortnyk will get Hansen in the last round. So if the results continue today where Eric has just not been able to stay with the leaders, then Tang really wants to get all 4 points against Hansen right now.
Well, Tang's down a queen, so he's not getting all 4 points. If he wins this game, I mean, I don't know. Does Hansen have to stop playing chess? Like what?
He might have to, but I don't think he will. Okay, this is just as surgical at this point, and you got 25 seconds. Shouldn't be nothing but a technique thing, baby.
Oh, and Duda beats Bortnyk in the final game of their match.
Okay, we have a close finish, everybody. Bortnyk not going to run away with it.
But, look at that.
But Hansen does not get swept at the very least by Tang. He will not go quietly into the night.
Does Hansen ever go quietly?
No, he doesn't. He throws chairs and drops F-bombs.
Yeah, and they got that loud house.
That's a little more his style. Like some people choose quietly, some people throw chairs and drop F-bombs.
Yep.
So,
by the way, Hammer's up 2-0 on Fedoseev. So Hammer's still putting in work. He's obviously out of the running.
He doesn't really have a chance to get back in. But you know who does is Nepo. Let's check on his battle with Naroditsky because there's a queen on F2. Naroditsky just crushes him with an attack there. That's huge in terms of destroying Nepo's chances to get back. Naroditsky, after not playing well all day, just took 3 out of 4. It's so interesting, Robert, how the matchups of styles, right? Like Nepo just crushed Tang, and so did Duda. But Tang has like been beating most of the field. It's just interesting to see the setup, right?
Yeah, no, it is very interesting. Stylistically, it's tough to say who's best against who, but you're right, Danny. I mean, some players just perform better against others, and Naroditsky was our favorite before the event started. We talked about how he's just such a common face to see playing on Chess.com and streaming, but he's had a rough day. But good for him on the comeback, right? He's at 19 points all of a sudden, and
Hansen trying to complete his comeback right now. He's better in this position as white, but wait.
No, rook takes c4. He blundered. Oh, queen e8 check. Queen e8 check.
Okay, it's not over.
It's not mate. I thought there was mating attack, but there's no.
It's still winning for Tang. It was still a blunder by Hansen, but it's not over.
Those pawns. Use those pawns. Go a6.
a6, a7, b5.
Rook c6. Go rook c6 here. Okay, do it next. Ooh,
you got to block f2 now. If you can corral the d pawn, you're still okay. There is no spoon. Nope. There is a spoon. e3 is falling with check.
Oh, and then okay, b6. Take on e5 with check.
Yep. Uh-oh. If king e8, look out for ideas on the back rank.
a7. He had rook a7.
Queen a7 was perfectly timed. h6 falls, but it's not going to be enough.
No,
Tang's going to get this one with Hansen only having one. Oh, he's got queen takes g6, though. Oh, he had it in the end, but it doesn't matter. No, not enough time.
Yeah. Man.
Tang takes the 3-1 lead, keeps pace with Bortnyk, who loses again.
No, that was just the fourth game. He'd
Oh, they
finished
haven't started yet. Okay, I just saw the result.
Yeah.
About lost my bleep.
Whew. Whew.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, more sippy cup, please.
Oh, man. I don't know what the last time – I don't even know what to say anymore. I'm worn out, Danny.
Yep.
36 games of bullet chess in a row. It's exciting.
It is exciting. If the start of this whole event with the open qualifiers was full kind of Swiss, different types of storylines, players have to build momentum in terms of their play, really, not just style against an opponent. There's no match. This is the opposite. This sets us the tone for the weekend, everybody, because starting tomorrow we will have all the players throwing down in mini matches, half an hour on the clock of as many bullet wins as they can get, 60 minutes on the clock, and then ultimately we'll move to Sunday with a totally different format that we'll discuss for you later. But anyway, so almost a stalemate. No.
There goes Hammer.
2 seconds, 1 second. It's made if you just take the pawn. Oh. What is Hammer doing?
He made him.
Oh my gosh, with point.
He walked in the mate.
He made that about as hard as possible on himself. But congratulations to Hammer for taking the 3-1 mini match over Fedoseev. Oh, take a moment to collect ourselves before we wreck ourselves. We've got the last round getting set to start in just a moment. And we have what you see right there. Basically, it's Bortnyk's event to lose. He controls his own destiny, right?
Yep.
Going up against Eric Hansen. I hate to say it's over, but at this point, given that Eric has not kept pace with the tournament leaders all day, and Bortnyk has led the way, I think we're on pace for what seems likely to be a Bortnyk qualification, which in many ways feels right given how well he did over the last 2 days. Although Tang also, right? Tang also did so great. So it's just really amazing to see all these guys throw down. But at this point, it would take a 4-0 sweep probably by Tang and an 0-4 loss by Bortnyk.
And look at Zella there saying, I'm emotionally invested in Bortnyk now, and M4Xer with the sub for 12 straight months. Happy birthday to me. Great job, guys. Nice. Happy birthday.
Yep. Yeah, and Diamond member Pino just pointed out in the chat that Naroditsky and Saleh have also had good comebacks, and they're going to finish there right around the top 5, it looks like. So good point there.
Yep.
All right. But let's follow Bortnyk because it's his championship to qualify for. The 6th seed, the final spot in the quarterfinals is up for grabs. All he needs is one victory here, and he probably takes it home.
Yeah, and as soon as Bortnyk, he just took a rook, and with that, I think it's RIP to the chances that Tang used to see. It's over.
Tang has got to take down Naroditsky to keep pace, and he's about to win, though. Well, it's not over yet. If Tang wins and Naroditsky wins, we could still see an 0-3 finish from there on out by Bortnyk and a 3-0 victory by Tang over Naro.
Got it.
But okay, likely not going to happen. As you see, Bortnyk did indeed win that last game that we left behind after Hansen hung the rook. So Tang is in a must-win situation here. It's win or go home literally right now. The Bullet Chess Championship 6th seed is on the line. Tang has to win to keep it any kind of question.
Yeah, no, he needs to win this and win it
though.
Knight F3 check though. That's good. That's good stuff.
Yeah, but only 11 seconds for Tang. This is not going to be an easy thing to break down.
You're right. That's true because the king is.
Okay, but now he's got the mating net. Should be good enough. Yep. Here we go. Mate on H2. That's going to do the trick.
Yep.
Tang
wins. They have a rivalry, so you know that Naroditsky is really upset to lose to Tang. Yep. They play all the time here on the server.
So Bortnyk still has not clinched it. He has to get another win if that's what he wants to do, which I say, as Captain Obvious, only could.
Does he need just a draw? Or he can just draw and win, right? So all he needs is one draw in the remaining
That's true. All he needs is a draw at this point.
So he better chickadee check himself before he wrecks himself because...
Yep. Shout out to Platinum member Craig Moffitt. That's right, Sippy Cup Power. Me and your 3-year-old, buddy.
I thought you were giving a shout out to Ice Cube because you
Cube.
hit us up with the reference before.
Bortnyk
right.
not in a guaranteed spot here. Oh, he's launching a mating net, though, and he's going to bring it. Look at this. Rook on G1. It's happening. And Bortnyk qualifies his. Oh,
wait,
no.
The bishop covers. The bishop covered
Hansen
the mate.
finds the only defensive move.
Oh, my. It's turned around.
It's turned around. No, but only 6 seconds for Hansen. Bortnyk has not qualified his way in yet. 10 seconds.
He's so Hansen
Rook
right
A7.
now. It looks like he's not going to win this. Just go F5. No, don't go F5 anymore.
He's got H5 and G4, but Hansen only has 1 second. That's the problem.
Oh, my
gosh. And Bortnyk qualifies.
Oh, my gosh.
Similar to the storylines we've had all week, someone kind of backdooring their way into a spot. That was not the prettiest game, but he does indeed get the result that matters. And congratulations, because Alexander Bortnyk, with that victory, has put it out of reach for Andrew Tang and all the other chasers. So it turns out that 81% of a Twitch chat can be wrong, contrary to popular belief.
Yep.
I know it's shocking that Twitch chat would ever be wrong about anything, but in this case, when everybody voted, I mean, I was also probably in the camp that, Bortnyk would not be the favorite. At that point, it was only a 1 or 2 game lead over a number of people, but indeed, good for him. Alexander Bortnyk will play Alexander Grishuk tomorrow in the Bullet Chess Championship.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting matchup. I think the crowd will favor Bortnyk because they've seen him dominate this field. But obviously, Grishuk is such a wonderful world-class player. And, he's playing from Shamkir. He's playing from an elite super tournament, classical chess tournament. And, I don't know who I favor. I think I favor Bortnyk because the mouse skills are just too impressive.
Well, and he also outperformed Grishuk in both the qualifiers, right? I mean, Grishuk played. He didn't have to. It will be different in a match setting where Grishuk is the stronger player, though, right? We've talked about that a lot. One of the things about the Speed Chess Championship, right, that has taught us, by the way, Penguin GM getting another win. So he may indeed finish with a clean sweep over Naroditsky, but it's not going to be enough to catch Bortnyk, even if Tang does.
Yeah. Man.
But, one of the things that happens in these match settings, everybody, is you get, obviously this is a mini match here with 4 games, but when you get more and more chances, usually the stronger chess player has more opportunities to poke at an opening that seems weak in the weaker chess player, right? Or poke on a type of position that, maybe somebody doesn't like to play. Of course, these guys are all very strong grandmasters, so, saying somebody's weak at anything is,
It's relative. It's very relative.
It's very relative, right? But at the same time, we've had people that seem like the much better bullet player, but then when they throw down in a half an hour one-on-one against a higher-rated GM, the GM shows their class. So we'll see. I'm going to take Grishuk. You got Bortnyk. I'll take Grishuk to end the Cinderella's tale and beat Bortnyk tomorrow.
What's the format? How many games are they playing?
So the quarterfinals is a half an hour of bullet chess match. Then they will play in the semifinals. It is 60 minutes for you and your opponent. Then on Sunday, we have 2 matches. There will be a consolation match for whoever lost in the semifinals. So we will start the day off with a consolation match, more money on the line for 3rd place and 4th place, so the players have something to play for. And then we will have the championship. So quarterfinals is a half an hour, semifinals is 60 minutes, and then we have 2 one-on-one matchups on Sunday, the consolation event, and then, of course, the championship.
Got it. And I see in the chat, by the way, saying Zoika says Duda crushed Big Fish 4-0. Can we get confirmation? Did Big Fish, that is Grandmaster Vladimir Fedoseev, lose his last 12 games? I feel like he got swept all of the final.
Yeah, he went on full tilt. Fedoseev started strong and then went on full tilt there. Hansen just won a game, as ChessBase said in the chat. Bortnyk maybe having a bit of an adrenaline letdown right after you get your way, you punch your ticket, you will be the 6th seed. But now it looks like he's about to recover because he's much better in this one, up the exchange. And there he is, the man of the day, Alexander Bortnyk, looking like he's about to hit an Armenian nightclub with serious intentions, if you know what I'm talking about. So if that ain't some Jersey Shore stuff, then I've never visited Scottsdale, Arizona. There you go.
Danny, you're on fire right now. Great references.
Way too much truth in that.
Yeah, I know, but you're calling him the situation on camera. That's a little harsh.
Anyway, Congratulations to Bortnyk. Seriously, an amazing performance. Really, an amazing 3-day performance. Right? If you want to talk about all 3 days, Robert, this is some of the best bullet chess we've ever seen.
Yep. Unfortunately, he's coming to an end with a loss.
Yep. Like we said, a bit of an adrenaline drop.
Oh my God!
Oh, and the day ends in one way that could not make it worse for Hansen. A stalemate.
Oh my God!
Why not just push the H pawn, bro? Oh, he must have mouse slipped Queen F2 and meant Queen F1.
Oh, I bet you I'm gonna go on the stream right now.
I bet that's what he did, because Queen F1 is mate.
I'm going on the stream.
But he had time.
I don't know what he's.
Oh my gosh, that hurts. Oh my gosh.
I'm not listening, but he just looks resigned in general. Like he doesn't even look that upset.
Frustrated.
Oh my
wow.
gosh.
OMG snaps. I believe that was the final game to bring it to a close. We're going to, I believe, take one last break and then come back for you and I to bring this full 3-day ride of amazing qualifiers to a close, analyze a couple of our more instructive games today for everybody. So stick around. Don't go anywhere. Robert and I will be back to bring the Bullet Chess Championship round robin qualifier to a close. And we are back. I'm going to sit in my chair and relax for a second because the adrenaline is dropping. And thank God it's Clam Chowder Friday because I am going to need a bowl.
Is it Clam Chowder Friday?
Yep. TGIF.
I didn't even know that
my favorite places serves a mean bowl of clam chowder.
All right. I respect it. I'm probably not going to have clam chowder, but you can go do your thing. We can be different people.
You may not, but I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go over some of the biggest games from the last round. Congratulations, by the way, to all of our competitors. Huge effort by Tang, who we said going into the last set of games, Robert, he would need to pull a clean sweep over Daniel Naroditsky, who normally holds the record. The head-to-head matchup between these two, I believe, is in favor of Naroditsky pretty strongly, but not today. Naroditsky streaming, maybe regretting it, but Tang, this was the game that helped him get a 4-0 sweep and ultimately finish with 25 points out of a possible 36. So that's pretty good.
I mean, in any other event with any other players, that might be the winning score because if you look at the bottom of the standings, right? In a more typical day, Georg Meier scores far more than 5 points.
Yep.
And a more typical day, Eric Hansen scores more than 8.5. But with connection issues, with tilting issues, those two players, kind of brought the rest of the field up with many victories.
Yep. And we'll show everybody what this final game was. Really, really obscure openings, often unique to Bullet. But I think the one thing that Naroditsky gets credit for, or at least he tried to avoid, was maybe not going into Tang's normal stuff. Actually, Tang avoided it first with C4 rather than his normal London system. Plays this Queen E2 variation of a kind of a Petrosian King's Indian idea with this A5, Knight C5, Robert.
What this indicates to me, though, is by Tang not playing his typical bishop f4 stuff, it means that they played each other so many times that Tang knows he doesn't like the positions he gets, particularly against Naroditsky. So
it's a great point.
The more you play someone, the more you realize what is and is not working. So here, okay, black goes for the typical counter with f5, but already here, this position you're going to take on c5 for white at the right moment. You don't want to do it
and that's what Tang does in just a couple moves. He takes on c5, and this was kind of a full tilt game by Naroditsky, because if you asked any self-respecting 2650 GM, I mean, you've got like the bishop coming to e4, the queen coming to h. This is just really, really like, there's no way black is checkmating white here. This is black is overextending and going to get checkmated himself.
Yeah, knight e4 is such a natural move here, and you're taking over all the light squares. C5's hanging. If you ever play a move like b6, then that diagonal opens, so everything is going white's way.
Yep, and Tang pushes forward. Just a really, really great day here. Tang has to deal with this sort of counter shot with f3, but as we said, it's all kind of tilt tactics right now for Naroditsky, who's already down 2 pawns. And we get to the critical moment where you just knew that Naroditsky doesn't have enough, because Tang doesn't even flinch at h5 and just starts pushing the d pawn.
Yep, so, the bishop on g7 is not getting active ever.
Yep.
So it's just an easy conclusion for white, because you have the two minor pieces. Your bishop on g2 is not doing anything, but now it's doing something once you catch them.
Yeah, also usually not a good thing to do to release the tension. One good question you can ask, not to overly analyze Bullet, is whether making a trade gives you your pieces more options or your opponent's pieces more options. This is a trade that gives your opponent's pieces more options, and those are the kind of trades that grandmasters like this only make in bullet,
Right.
because it's definitely not a good move, opening up white's situation. And look at Tang. He just executed like a boss. Rook takes g7. You can't take it with the king because you got a 4-key mode on e6, and ugh, not Naroditsky's best day here, and Tang just does work cleanly. So congratulations to Andrew. Finishes with 25 points overall, as you said, Robert. Probably would have been a winning score if not for one man with one desire, and that was Alexander Bortnyk.
I thought you were going to say that I am your fire, but that's okay. The moment's passed. No, it's all
uh,
good. I wasn't no expectations in this.
the man of the day, the man of all 3 days, really, Alexander Bortnyk, just missed qualifying both days the old-fashioned way, so clearly deserved our invite into the wild card and showed
Yeah.
why here. This guy's got a bright future, as we said, not just on MTV reality TV shows posing in for situation lookalikes. Let's talk about how he rocked this one, because I thought this one was going to end. In fact, we're just going to jump ahead to the really fun position where I was calling for it. I thought he was going to finish the day with a brilliant mating attack. He played this move, everybody, bishop d6, laughing at the bishop falling on b7 because of this knight e2 check, and if the king moves, rook g1 is mate. But credit to Hansen, who had a rough day, found the only move f4, which opens up defense of the g1 square. Bishop takes, after takes here, probably the best move from Bortnyk is maybe just to take the bishop straight up, or that doesn't work actually, because Hansen would have had rook a8 and queen. So
But
really Hansen did make this a mess.
he definitely made it a mess, but you're right. Knight takes d4 and then just stop the promotion to sacrifice your bishop there. And you seem to have enough to hold. Oh, Danny, the big problem, though, is maybe there's some bishop d3 stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that's the issue, is you played bishop d3 before. Although f5, again, we're analyzing bullet here. We look like a couple of jokers, but Bortnyk does the practical thing. He doesn't take the piece. He tries to keep playing tempo moves, which at this point with the situation on the clock made sense. Hansen was way down on time.
Yeah.
And but again, I mean, Hansen did make it hard. He made it hard for Bortnyk. Did not give the qualification spot to him easily. Unfortunately, though, this is an endgame that only black could win, and probably, even with white having the only knight, it's probably an endgame where it's just much easier to pre-move as black,
Yeah.
which ultimately kind of helped Hansen lose on time, as he did right here.
Yeah, and that was a frequent, occurrence throughout the day. Hansen was playing too slowly. He's trying to play the perfect moves in situations where he has to play the fast moves. And people always ask in bullet, do I focus on playing good moves or quick moves? The answer obviously is both. You have to find the right balance, but sometimes you just have to play instantly, play quickly, anticipate your opponent's response,
Yep.
and that way you could save a couple milliseconds, per move.
Absolutely. This day was just amazing, Robert. I'm a little bit speechless right now. You take my breath away every time you analyze bullet with me.
That was
You
so
know what else
sweet.
took my breath away?
What?
Queen f7 by Duda.
I thought you were saying Queen, which was awesome reference, because I thought that was actually almost really well done there.
Yeah, well, Bohemian Rhapsody, right?
No, you take my breath away. That's the name of the song. No, you didn't
Yeah,
know
it
that?
is. But Queen doesn't sing "You Take My Breath Away."
I'm pretty sure they do. Right? Let's get the chat. I think Freddie Mercury wrote that song.
Take
No?
my breath away?
Am I wrong? Did I just make that up? I could have totally made that up.
I don't think so. I mean, that's a Top Gun reference, dude.
For some reason, I thought Queen had some.
Maybe.
We got some no's and nopes, and then Frank Rudden says I'm correct. Now,
Nope.
I'm
Berlin.
confused now.
Berlin. Yeah, Berlin sings that. That's right. Yeah.
Okay, well, I was close.
Okay. Well, anyway,
My
Queen
bad.
f7. Queen f7 was okay. This is why you don't play with your food. You eat. That's what happens.
Yes, you're incorrect. Everyone's on my case now. All right, I'm wrong. It's fine. It's okay. I thought I was right. I'm not right.
It only made a half a point difference in Duda's overall score, but half a point along with some emotional overwhelm, who knows? It could have been a big deal for Duda not to stalemate hammer. Sorry, Naroditsky. But I guess that's why you always play it out to checkmate, kids, because your opponent might stalemate you.
Yeah, no, that was a really bad moment there for Duda, like you said, because he was doing so well. And even in the end result, he had 21 and a half points. Every half point mattered. He could have gotten third place instead of landing there in fourth. So,
Yep. Well, let's remind everybody of the schedule coming up for the remainder of the Bullet Chess Championship. You can see those that are already in the books. Tomorrow's quarter and semifinals all-day event kicks off at 10 a.m. Pacific time. It should be a blasty Mick Blasterson. So clear your schedule. Let somebody else take the kids to soccer. Whatever you got to do. We know it's Saturday, but tomorrow's your day. That's all right, Eric. I see you're chatting there, buddy. Don't worry about it. You did you, buddy. Not your best day, but that's all right. That's all right. We know bullet's a momentum thing. But you know what? Somebody's going to have to find their momentum tomorrow. Robert's got Bortnyk because he's riding high on exactly that. The mojo's flowing. I got Grishuk because I think the stronger player over the board in a match setting will find ways to poke and prod and find areas to expose.
how about the other matches? Do you see any upset potential there?
I mean, Faruja Nakamura is where it's at. Obviously, that's what people have got circled on their calendar. I believe that will be the last match to go down in the round to build up the hype and let everybody see the other matches first. Aroni and Karyakin will be interesting, right? Those are two guys we don't see as often playing Blitz and Bullet on Chess.com, at least on their main accounts, not their anonymous ones. And so, people I think have a lot of questions about that. It's kind of cool to see two guys that really didn't play a lot this week throw down and see who can find some momentum faster. I got Maxime to move on. I got Grishik to move on. I think I'll take Aronian over Karyakin
Okay.
in a little bit of a rematch of the semifinals from the Speed Chess Championship with Hikaru Nakamura. And yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be tough to pick. As far as, but again, the daily question, if we ask that, the daily question was who would you take, Hikaru Nakamura or the field? I think that's something that people, I mean, okay, last chance, Robert. I'm going to take Hikaru. Who are you going to take?
Well, I'm going to take the field just to disagree with you, but I mean, I think we all are taking Hikaru.
But okay, I mean, where's the odds on that, right? I mean, you're taking the field.
Well, I guess the first question is, what are the odds that Ali Reza beats Hikaru? Now, I was watching Hikaru's stream last night, and he's streaming right now, by the way. So if you haven't checked out Hikaru's stream, you got to check that out right now. But he was saying that Ali Reza, someone's like, oh, Ali Reza had the highest rating on chess.com. And he said, well, it's because of Hyper Bullet. Like he beat Hansen something like 40-3 in Hyper Bullet. And what that means is 30-second chess, which is a lot different than a minute on the clock. And that sounds like,
Right.
well, what's the difference? You're still playing instantly. No, there's actually a huge difference. We get more game underway, which generally means a stronger player has more time to make good moves. Now, Hikaru, I agree with Hikaru that I think that he is the better player in pure bullet. I think the results head-to-head show that fact. And so I do think Hikaru is the favorite in the match. But what do you give Ali Reza's odds are? If you say Ali Reza is like 30% chance of winning or 20% chance of winning, then Hikaru versus the field becomes a more interesting conversation, especially with how well Bortnyk has played. But I'm taking Hikaru. That's my bet. I have to agree there. It's Hikaru's tournament to lose.
Well, get at us on Twitter. Use the hashtag BulletChess. Let us know. Have fun with us all weekend long. Get engaged in the discussion on social media because that's something that we're supposed to ask you to do in every show. Thanks for watching, everybody. Shout out to my producer one more time, the man, the legend. He's not a myth because you've seen him on camera. Aaron, thank you. Thank you, buddy. You did great today. Maybe not as good as Bortnyk, but you did great.
Yeah, he does amazing stuff.
I didn't do as good as Bortnyk.
I'll take that. I'll take
Nobody
it.
did.
No, nobody. Bortnyk was the champion among many champions, but he's the best.
Well, we've got 7,000 of you. Nothing like peaking viewership right as the Bullet Chess Championship qualifier is coming to an end. But if you're just tuning in, this has been a week-long event that is only heating up. The weekend will have the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and the ultimate champion of the first ever Bullet Chess Championship. But let's bring up the bracket one more time to remind everybody of who made their way into the event. And things are going to kick off, I believe, with Levana Ronin and Sergei Karyakin building up to Hikaru Nakamura and Ali Reza Firouzja. Despite being seeded 8th, a lot of people think he might be the one person who could take Hikaru down. We'll
Danny,
see.
actually, I think we're being told that Firouzja versus Nakamura is first.
It's first.
Yeah, we have the highlighted matchup coming first at 10 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow.
Okay, well, there you go. That's the schedule. So that means wake up early, get your coffee, make sure you're ready to rock by 10 a.m. 10 a.m. You don't have to throw any pants on. Nobody's looking, right? Business up top, party down low. It's how I live my life on camera.
It's a great Halloween costume, the Skype interview.
That's right. So it's Skype casual tomorrow. That's the dress code. But be there at 10 a.m. as the whole thing kicks off. Well, on behalf of the full crew here, I think here at Chess.com, we are going to bid you adieu. See you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific for the quarterfinals, and wish you a great and happy Friday, Robert.
That's been a pleasure, Danny. I look forward to tomorrow's playoffs.
Peace.